by the deputy leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Uche Ukafo Mefo is the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Like I always say, this is one word. I do not expect us to understand the mindset behind them. He is standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our supreme leader, Mazen Nande Okukano, the king of Afari Beku, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interests of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. By the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, I am George Unibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, without wasting much of our time, we will move ahead to acknowledge the Creator, Chukwu Kikabiama, the one who is the lifting up of our head, our hope and stay, the one who continually renew our strength each day, because the tasks ahead of us, we understand they are enormous. But in the end, Biafra must be restored. Anyị na-aja gị mma o, n'ihi na ị mara mma ịhụnanya ị na-agị obiọma gị o juru anya dadị o inwe gị mgbanwe o ọ dị onye dịka gị Ebu Alpha na Omega, anyị niile na-asị na n'edema o ise. And of course, on this segment, our team remain back to your root. Back to your root. And our topic this evening is the King's Palace and its cabinet. The King's Palace and its cabinet. Honestly, I saw the ancient people. Honestly, I understand how the world we live has changed greatly. Honestly, if we were able to make amends in most of our ways of life and go back to our root, there are challenges we face today that we cannot face. Somebody is going to say, but did our father has a better life than us? Yes, they did. The difference today is that you see people driving automobile. Maybe your father didn't have. But of course, we don't have in Nigeria because those who have automobile do not have road to drive on it. Yes, they may not have the privilege of boarding an aeroplane, an aircraft. But the truth remains that they did have an airport. Today we don't have an airport, so we have to travel to Lagos, Yoruba land, or Hausa land, or Fulani land here in Nigeria as a Biafran to do this. Honestly, I was born in a time where more than 99.9% of the communities, the building in my community, all of them don't have fence. And we can all bear testament to that single fact today, that most building, majority of our communities, most building there don't have fence. Because there were no need to thief. Being an armed robber, a criminal, actually it's not because of the existence of lack or want. No. It's character. One develop over time. Nigeria is one place you understand that if you are not a thief, then you are a fool. Nigeria remains the only country in the world where you go occupy a government position, you go and serve them, and then after 4 years, tenure, you come back. If you are unable to build a house, buy a flashy car, people will call you a fool. If for any reason you go and serve in Nigeria, occupying any position, you come back and you did not loot the hell out of your people, you are considered a fool. I have seen many politicians who moved in there, served their people with all their heart. I do not want to mention the name of one of them. He served very loyal. And at the end of the day, they came back without having anything. The community people are mocking him. Look at you, the guy na Mugu, you fuck up. I go be chairman, I go be governor after many years. Yes, Nigeria is a country where you see people, they celebrate criminals. You need to see where some youth without future are praising Tinubu, praising El-Rufai, praising Kwankwaso, among other thefts across Nigeria. The more money you steal, the more you are appreciated. But I must tell you, this is not our way of life. Except we have failed to go back and find out how our ancestors actually existed. This evening, we are going to look at the topic I entitled The King Palace and its Cabinet. People used to make the comment, they say Igbo Nwezi. But believe me, my mindset about, or my mindset or perspective to that very statement, it's not that we don't have a king. We do have a king. I can tell you about the Nana of Ishekiri. I can tell you about King Jaja of Upubu. I can tell you about Eze Wawawa of Ebonyi State. I can tell you of Udogun of Asaba. I can tell you of Obi of Abo. I can tell you of other Obis, about 447 of them within the Abo communities. I can tell you about the Obi of Onitsha. I can tell you about Ezinli. I can give you thousands of names of kings who have ruled our communities. And so the idea of Igbo Nwezi must be placed in the right perspectives. And all these kings, as you all know, have a role to play. They have a role to play. And I want us to understand when they were functional in the days of our ancestors, the role they were meant to play, and we can be able to consider its absence, the lack of it, what it has reduced us to today. Today we have kings in Biafra land. But I can assure you that more than 80% of the king in Biafra land are certificate, government manufactured monarchs. We have found ourselves in a time where a governor will dethrone a king. We have found ourselves in a time where you are given a certificate to become a king. There is an adage in my place that says, a king is born to be served. They don't call that king a child. I am older than the Obi of Abo. My younger brother is older than the Obi of Abo. But anytime I will go to his palace, I give him his regard because he's my king. But today, PDP come, for instance, with their own king. And when PDP is gone, APC come with their own king. They give them certificate. And when I look at these people you call your leaders, your elders, founding father, opinion molder, intellectuals, misplacing our system of monarch, automatically they are indirectly contributing to the degeneration of our society. And so I want us on this very study to go back and find out how they function. And of course, when our lines are open as Biafran, you are free to make your own contribution. The kings has a role to play. And that role, his office is in the palace. Of course, our leader is a king of Afari Beku. But let me not digress further. Number one, what I want us to understand about the kings and the palace is who are the members of his cabinet. There are many ways a king can be ordained. There are many ways a king can be crowned. There are many ways a king can be appointed. Those are not the area I want to dabble into this evening because it's actually very wide range. But I want to start by telling us who a king is and how they function in the ancient days. Today we cannot bear testament that most of our supposedly king are the ones giving out the community land against the will of the people. Today, we all understand that most of our monarch become a willing tools in the hand of Hausa Fulani, one Nigeria Yoruba, to undo us as a people. I encourage you to learn from the Yoruba monarch. Of course, it's a little bit watered down, but they have ultimate regard for their monarch system. I'm yet to see a governor from Yoruba land issuing a threat to a monarch in Yoruba land. But if it does happen, you know it is a certificate monarch. Of course, from the north, we understand how that one has been compromised. And so you can sanction them, banish them, because in the first place, they were not original. But coming back to our home, in those days, we used to have a king. The king, as far as I can tell, may have the highest power in the community. And what the king has spoken, so shall it be written, and so shall it be done. The kings look as if they were invisible, watching them from a distance. The king had the final say in every matter. But he has a cabinet. Because we understand that absolute power corrupts absolutely, they were members of cabinet set up to checkmate the king in order to prevent the king from the abuses of power. And so in those days, the king may be the one who looked like he have the highest say. But believe me, he is not. Number one member of his cabinet is the high priest. The high priest does not have a role to play in the palace, but he monitors the king. And anytime the king makes any mistake, the high priest will go to the king and say, the gods sent a message for you. The gods have a message for them. The high priest was the only person who could rebuke the king, who could correct the king, who could instruct the king without breaking the traditional law. And so whatever decision the king may take, it may be final, but there is somebody known as the high priest who is waiting for him to checkmate him. Today, do you still have a high priest? I can assure you 70% of the Igwe and Amayanabo in Biafra land do not have a high priest any longer. And so when they wake up, anything they like, they do. Nobody can go and say, King, this thing you have done is wrong. Stop it. And you see, on daily basis, our society begin to degenerate. I reminded us that as a child, we leave our pot of soup at home and we go to school. We come back, our pot of soup will still be outside. I can remember that I lived in a house with my parents for more than 7 to 10 years. We don't have key. We use one bolt to lock the door and keep it outside there. There was nothing like, in fact, if you are caught for, what do they call criminal charges then? Breaking and entry or burglary. Breaking and entry is small criminal. Burglary is the big armed robber. Today, the name they call criminal is unbelievable. But these were the days of our ancestors. I am not saying we are going to go back there. I want us to understand some of the principles that they deployed in order to create a very serene environment like that. And if we can do that in Biafra land, there are most of the challenges we are seeing here today. We will not face them. Who corrects our king? Who talk to them? Our new high priest now is the governors. So when, as a king, you mess up, the governor will issue order, Fulani army will deal with you. Today, when you say they project the Igwes, they project the Amanyanabo, but we all know that all the Igwes and the Amanyanabo, all of them do not have power. Because the government of Nigeria has crippled them. The moment you belong to a particular, your affiliation is to one political party, you are gone. You can wake up and become Igwe. And of course, we had Enwike addressing one of them the other day and say, you are not an Igwe. Look at Usman Fojo cap you are wearing now. Like an Igwe. You are a small boy. But it's not about his age. The truth is that he is not blue-blooded individual. And now, the next person on the cabinet is the Queen. They always say behind every successful man, there is a woman. The Queen's role is to make sure that he monitors the activity of the king. Of course, the king may have many wives, but one of them is referred to as Queen Mother, according to English. And the Queen is to make sure that everything about the king is protected. She exists for the sole purpose of protecting the king. The high priest can come and threaten the king, and once the queen say, do not mind here, the high priest, he stand. And I begin to show you the role of women in the society. The queen was a very high influence before the king. Because when the king gets angry, it is the queen who will politely talk to the audience and say, please, I will appeal to all of you to go and come back maybe in the next 4 market days, because the king is not feeling very fine. And the next thing you see, everybody obey. Because at that moment where the queen intervene, everybody, including the high priest, will shut down. That is the power of a queen. And if you have such queen among us today, you will understand why they had the ability to mobilize themselves all the way from Calabar down to Aba in 1929. Far ancient days. Because they were present of queen. Where are Biafran queens? Today, most of them are driving flashy cars. What are these Jeep governors use? But they don't even know their role. To top it all, they show you in Nigerian Hollywood that our queen are fashion designers. Our king, the only thing you can learn from them in the Nigerian movie industry is that they are fashion designer. And then the fourth person there on the line of the king's cabinet is the protectorate of the throne. Some call them Onowu. They have different names for them. Their duty is to protect the throne. They can never be king. Anybody from that family can never be king. They are the one who will decide who the next king will be. You better pray that the protectorate of the throne of your community is in order. For instance, where I come from, when Obike Chukwu died, untimely death, may he so rest in peace. He didn't have a son. And if not that one of the wives gave birth to a son, who is currently the Obi of Abo as we speak, the king would have died without a heir to the throne. And that moment where the king died without a heir, it was the protectorate of the throne that came forward and said, the kingship cannot go to the family of the younger brother of the king until the last wife or the wife who is pregnant has delivered. And if it's a baby girl, the kingship will go to the family of the younger brother of the king. And so the people who are the protectorates of the throne are making sure that the person who is cancelling Igwe of your community is original Igwe. I know many Igwe who are not Igwe, but government made them Igwe. I don't want to disrespect any of them. I don't want to call their name, but they know the truth. One politician will come and say, you are Igwe. This Igwe, they're installing you to enable them use you to sell your community land. They're installing you to enable them use you to bring about anarchy in your community. Yes, they install you there so they can use you to do their dirty job. But our ancestors were more honorable in this dealing. And I want us to reflect to that effect. And so you have the people who are the protectorate of the throne. The protectorate of the throne make sure that anybody that sits on that throne is the original, the genuine king. That is why today, more than 35% of Biafran monarchs don't even live in the palace. They are not even recognized. But I know one day they will have the privilege to tell their story. There are many things why many people don't want Biafra to come. Many Igwe will make sure Biafra don't come because they are not the original Igwe. And that is why anybody who do not understand the magnitude of enemy we are fighting against as a people here in IPOB begin to think very well. Those people who know they are not the real king will make sure Biafra don't come. But I appeal on all of you, if you are Biafra, go and do the right thing. Because so many people back on them. And then the next member of the cabinet of the king is the high chiefs. You have the protectorates of the throne and you have the high chiefs. The high chiefs are almost as powerful as the king. The high chief, as they call them, has a very strong influence on the king's decision. The high chiefs were meant to help the king fight external enemy. And when necessary, they fight the king itself to make sure that the interests of the people are protected. Like I said, do not forget the king have absolute power. And if the absolute power is not being checked, it will corrupt him absolutely. And so he has a cabinet. And when there is any pressing issue in the community, it is the king who now gather his high chiefs and say, look at the issue in our community. What do we do? And everybody begin to give their opinion. When they fail to come to a conclusive end, they may use that opportunity to invite the high priest and consult the gods according to how they function. And so you now begin to see descending order, facilities that are put in place, offices that have been installed, people who have been positioned to help just one king succeed. And then after the high chiefs, you now have a group of people known as the chastisers. There are other chiefs. Their duty is to look for the trouble problem of the king. Their own is to antagonize the king all the time. All the time. They are always there to antagonize the king. It is normal. We see them functioning. We see all these people functioning in our society today. But because of misplacement of priority, we just don't get how it functions. No matter how good you are, there are people who will be there to criticize you. No matter how much our leader will try to defend himself, there will always be people who will say, give us account, give us account. If you like, bring heaven down. People will be there to tell him, give us account. No matter how you try to be righteous or holy, there are people who their anointing is to antagonize you. They have such in the king's palace. That is why you see there are some people in the community, they can never be friends with the king. The day they become friends with the king, that community is gone. It is not because they are bad people. It is because that is their anointing. When the king stand up and said to the people, everybody must give me 22 bags of yam this new yam festival. If you fail to do that, you will be banished from the community. These people are the people who will stand up and object to the king. And say, king, it is unfair that you will pass such a law in this community. Have you ever tried finding out if members of your community are feeding well? King, I must remind you that some people in their farm don't even have 10 tubers of yam. And then how can you ask them to give you 20? That is their job. There may be rowdiness. There may be misunderstanding in the palace. At the end of the day, the meeting may be postponed. But at least they give a king room to think. This is our culture. This is our tradition. I'm coming. And then, after these chastisers, you have the next one known as the king allies. This one is a mystery. I want you to go to any king palace. You must see a drunkard or somebody whose head is not correct. I say this one is a mystery. The closest friend to the king, the shortest means through which the gods communicate to the king is through these people. Go to any palace. You must see somebody. He's not mad though, but their head no correct. You look them somehow, look as if they are mad. You look them somehow, look as if they are normal. Any palace you did not see from such, any palace you didn't see such a person, that place is not a palace. I am telling you what is verifiable. In every palace you go, you must see somebody whose head is not correct. He may be married, he may have children, but he cannot flow on the same level with other people. You say that you think they are mad. Watch them very closely. They are the closest friend of the king. They are the people the king can call upon. Come, they are there. They are the people that are fast to respond in defense of the king. They are the people that watch the king and talk to the king anyhow. God made it that way. God made it that way. Because people consider them that their head is not normal. But yet, the king cannot explain why he has somebody like that in their palace. And so one day the king will mess up. And then finally, this man will come to the king and say to him, King, I'm not challenging you, but this thing you did is not good. Stop it, repent. Will you get out here? Look at this man. But every ordained king understand that man you think is a madman in the parlor, they are the only people that can talk to the king anyhow and walk away with it. The king know. The kings that are spiritually guided are close to these people and they will be asking them questions. How do you see this man? That man you think is a madman, they give wise counsel. You say, King, you see that your chief? Now landing the thief. King will say, you don't mean it. But how do you know? You don't leave this palace. He say, King, leave it. We know. King will not say, what about the other one? You say, King, that's your chief. All the widow in the community cannot rest again. King will say, my friend, shut up. Get out here. But the king know the truth. That is how they function. They are members of his cabinet. So if you have a king who is your friend, check if there is such person there. I'm not telling you they are mad, but I tell you they do not operate in the same frequency with you. So you think they are mad. They see what you cannot see. They know what you cannot know. God made it that way. If it were to be in the Bible terms, you can call them as a prophet. Most prophets of the Bible were the friend of the king. Their life is not is somehow abnormal. They are friends to the king. We look at King David and his prophet. They were friends, unusual people. Prophet Nathan is an unusual man. His ministry was just like monitoring David. But I could not describe this one in Biafra land like that of Prophet Nathan. And then in the king palace, you now have the prince. The prince is another important aspect of the king palace. They have many ways of bringing up a prince. Because that a throne continue after the king is dead, is that first of all there must be a son to replace the king. And there is a way we train this king, this prince. For example, a lot of princes were trained in my parents' home as a child. We will just be there. They will bring somebody. The person will stay in our house. In the morning, they wake all of us up. We go to the river and fetch water. We come back, we wash plate. We wash plate, we bathe, and we head for school. And when we come back, you know, we are like a landlord's son. And sometimes there is this temptation to attack these people. I remembered one of them who was trained in my home. And one day I was harassing him and intimidating him. After all, it's in my father's house. And my father called me and said, that boy you are treating like that is the king of the next community. Then I said to my father, then what is the king doing in our house? He told me two things. He said, number one, it is not proper for a prince to grow in the same house with the king. Why? It is not because it's a natural law everywhere in Biafra land. Number one is because some king will refuse to die. You go to Abo, some of the king, 120 something years. Many of them are still there today. Very old king. King Marere, he refused to die. They go and beg them. Oh God, daddy, I beg, die now. In fact, one of the king in Benin have to start crying and begging his father. Please now, daddy, die now. Daddy, die now. I'm almost 91 years. When will I reign my own? Daddy, please die now. A king in Benin. And so some king don't want to die. King Baleke of Abo refused to die. King Marere of Abo refused to die. King Obiazekwo refused to die. In fact, it is only King Ikechukwu that died untimely. And then they begged some of them to prevent that temptation of them killing their father. In order for them to reign, they removed them from the king. Number two is because they do not want the king to talk to the prince in an uncomfort manner, because that child will be a king tomorrow and should be respected. Number three reason why that child has to be taken away from the palace is for him to go and learn what his subjects are going through. It's for him to learn what the subjects are going through. Do you know that Obi of Owaliru, as you are speaking now, is carrying cotton bud in his ear? The teacher slapped him till his eardrum burst. He's still alive, he's not dead. Barrister. Because you think the king, the teacher know that that guy is a king, he will do that thing to him? Because they want those kings to feel the pain, the burden of their people. So when you are issuing order, you put yourself in their position. And now, these are the people that makes up the cabinet of the palace of a king. And now, if we take time to compare them to our day-to-day activity, you will discover that as a true leader of the people, you need to be a responsible married man. You need to be a responsible one. You need to have people you can trust. Each time I come on air, I remind you that Mazi Mefo is the man who has assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. I have had this opinion of him, not today. From the very day I entered IPOB, I saw humility, I saw meekness, I saw gentleness. And that is when I knew our leader will not have problem. You can imagine if somebody like me is deputizing our leader. You will see how useless I would have become. Because I cannot be as meek as Mazi Mefo. Because that is what he needs. Somebody who protects you. Somebody who understands the need to protect you. It's just simple. He's not a gentleman, but he's a man of principle. In many places I lecture IPOB family member. Some of them even take it against me. I tell them, a deputy is a spare tire. If you are a deputy, you are a spare tire. But of course, in the absence of any of the four tires in an automobile, you are useless without your spare tire. And so a deputy or the king's the king's advisor must know their role. You go to the church, most time they fail because of this thing. Because the junior pastor want to topple junior pastor. Once you do miracle, God have called you. Once 3-4 person love you, God have called you. But if all this pattern through which our monarchy system was managed was still there, I tell you some things you see today will not happen. Can you advise governor? But if you advise them, will they listen to you? Are they preparing leaders for tomorrow? They are not preparing leaders for tomorrow. So, by the time you begin to consider everything we have said, if we were still functioning the same way in Biafra land, no Fulani will take over our land. No police will come and shoot anybody and walk away. No Fulani will issue order to governor and governor start running down to Sokoto. Everybody will be protected. Everybody will be protected. There will be no need to build fence. There will be no need to challenge anybody. And by the time the Obi of Abo have issue, he communicate with another Obi. By the time one Amayanabo have issue, he communicate with another Amayanabo. By the time one Igwe have issue, he communicate with another Igwe. And then you see them coming together to unite in power to solve that problem. Because most of the kings are older than one another. And have, as such, have experienced more than one another. This is one of the greatest strengths of the Yoruba kingdom. They have different monarchs as we speak today, but they reference one above all other. Not because of the person who sits on the throne, but because of the person who represents what that throne represents. Today in Biafra land, will you allow this system our ancestors operated with to function so that other components or departments in the community can function very well? Do you know market belongs to the community? Governors will not be telling you what to do in the market today. Do you know that it is the Igwe who control tank criers? Tank criers would have still been functional and telling people Fulani herdsmen has entered here. Now if we give one message to tank criers, they will carry it far to the end of the earth until everybody have heard. Do you know outside our town that most of our people in the village, some of them may live up to half a kilometer apart from each other? But if you break bottle in one of the compound, immediately they have a means of communicating to the other people in the next compound. Why? Because there is a system in place. But the moment the government of Nigeria has destroyed all this structure, everybody now behaves anyhow. Everybody now begin to malfunction. From the political class to the monarch class, all of them, everybody are malfunctioning. And they want us to be obedient to them. They want us to respect them. But our culture and tradition, they know nothing about. They will not humble themselves. Our leader and one of his brokers said to the people who want to sell Omwa here, land, to desist from it. And that is because these people, when you check them, some of them may be high chief or chief. But how can you sell a community land without the knowledge of the king? But those people will do what they want to do because they have the backing of the government of the day. These are the things every Igwe must understand. You cannot kill us for your children to remain, because nobody will serve them. And our people must take time, take your opportunity being close to a king and advise the king. They have so much role to play. Okpanam King developed strength and courage. When Nigerian police came to inquire what happened, like a king, he told them, yes, we understand the Fulani who are living inside our forest, raping women and killing people, that their thatch house were burned down. But I can't tell you that they are the town youth, because you have failed to admit that the people who killed our one of our youth, two of our youth, is Fulani headsmen. And I can see the frustration in the front of the policeman. It's okay, we are going to investigate it. Let them go on with the investigation. I see strength and courage. But today, where are we today? But today, are they still evil? But today, are we doing the right thing? There is a reason why you are a king. There is a reason why you are a queen. There is a reason why you are a chief. It is not about how much sound your name make. Let us go back to our root. You will discover most of the things you do today, you will not do that. You will discover that most of the things people do, you will not do that today. Biafrans across the globe, I'll be back in a minute. Of course, do not forget that we are in a precarious situation. We need to understand how to fight this war, how to fight this battle, and survive. Biafra will. Yes, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 07081545642. 07081545642. Our direct line is 08122152971. 08122152971. And the special number for the female is 08128858614. 08128858614 is the special number for the female. Somebody will say, what are they doing? How does this concern Biafran struggle? Without a genuine king, you will be sabotaged. Just let God lead you to go out. In fact, most of the challenges we are going through, as a people trying to sensitize our people, is coming from the monarch. But those of them that are sincere and genuine, they know what is obtainable. It has everything to do with what we are doing. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening
from here, man. Go ahead, please.
I was the one. Because on before me creation, when I started to from the morning, our able general. So I got a Monday matter, bet my Facebook media, social media, let them do that man for us. He is there on a divine mandate. Only a child is that only a child should continue attacking Martin and the Khan because Kaman was more surely like them. He will never have mercy in any of them. Or did any of them that have done what this man Namde can gather a money, call as a man, gather a man, a fog, gather a man, to cook the Amala Biafra, and all blank you see where the Gizana Jericia. All blank on why, all blank on the town where I want Martin Namde can, one young. You must need to actualize your dream. Even in Lambozo, you will need to come and do. Martin Namdekali, you will do it perfectly. Nothing can ever stop you, or even demon can stop. Unless somebody in your man, because even demons, they know that you are here on a divine mission. So that bastard, that person that will come up against Martin Namdekali, the land of Biafra will be against, because you are fighting against nature. When you are fighting against Mars and Namdekan, you are fighting against nature because you know my dear asking that Mars or God, nothing shall ever hurt you. You will come back live. As I saw it in the dream, you in our life you trickle every day. And in the they will kneel down before you. And then I don't after anything that you want to do, let them do it. Anything that you want to speak it, talk not free. But you can never touch him. You can never go. That is, you don't even know any access. Any access because that man at least I have come in contact first and first. He is something else. That anybody that will rise up against my director, my every general, my every Lord and Savior, that person must die. The land of Biafra must kill them. I am saying it now. So, coming to today's topic is very, very fantastic. Our villages, our communities are being ruined because of these idiots. But again, they have one idiot to install like community. Community and community will be fighting. The other day I went to so communities, they will what is the problem? I can't answer na community Ghana community Ghana or even that before. Now, where we stand is something the Kalman court say, Buhari, you are a madman. Where we stand and do such a thing? Where we stand and confront our stupid agents, man-made agents. If you are born leader, you are born a leader. As you are now, you are born leader, and our director is also a born leader. So but today they are using them to spoil our villages, our communities, bringing fracas, bringing problems. Only the land. Where we stand today as a chief priest, nothing like that again. Okay, we are dying something. Or the dying now has yes more on daily basis with the dying. But I'm say my all that the knowledge that the Chukwu Kerima has installed upon you. That is where this should out one after the other. Only when I say I'm here, Mazoni Benagua, Omo Biafra. Because we are now people, Chukwu Kerima and Jaka Hopata. You have been telling us, go back to your roots. Only money, Bana, you have about you have to go back to your roots. This is one of the roots. Before, I don't have a community. You will just leave your door open. Nothing will happen to you. My food, a time the one that I bring your neighbor. The most you go for that could fail. It's not like that again. We need to China. But to through the power of Chukwu Kadiama, we are going to restore all this back. All the years that cancer woman and Pama woman has been eaten up in Biafra land, we shall be restored back. Thank you very much. Let me just stop here because we will look at some reading. Thank
you. When we talk about the aspect of the high priest, some people say, oh, it's evil, it's evil. Do you know the high priest of in those days were the present of righteousness? They don't soil their hand. They represent something you call deity. But they represent the truth. They will tell the king, what you are doing is wrong. These are men of wisdom and knowledge. They direct the king. They counsel the king. They instruct the king. And you begin to see the success of every king almost depend on the instruction from the high priest. In fact, in most community, it will amuse you to see that the high priest is even the king. But with all these cabinet structures put in place, you cannot deceive the people. Who is telling our people who is Biafra and who is not Biafra? By the time you open up so you can see what is going on, it will amaze you. Who would have believed that Asari is Igbo man, pure Igbo man, pure Igbo man, Mama, Papa, Patana, Fatana, all of them, Igbo man, confirm. But he knows, I thank God, that is because his father is original man. His father told him the truth. You will not understand. If you misplace all these things, there will be problem. But we must go back to our root. Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Good evening, Mazoni.
Good evening, my brother. Go ahead, please.
My name is Simon. I am calling from Maria, Spain. You know, This your first segment is where the fire always starts. The topic he raised about the king and the king palace today, some people might understand it, some people might not. That is why when our leader was starting this movement, he called it a family, IPOB family, because that is where you see everything. When he says something and talk about even the king, they having somebody like a madman that can be correcting him. If you check back to history, or if any of you read the reader they call Omenoko, the slave trade master, there was a madman. He's in the village, but he's always in the Omenoko family. They call his name, the reader in the story, his name is Ibekwe. If any of you go back and watch, there's film for it also. Before the market of Omenoko fall into the river, he lost his market, his trade, most of his wealth. The madman come to Ibekwe's wife. He wanted to see Omenoko. Omenoko is not there. He just do his normal play. You know, they just settle him, give him what he normally eats. They give him yam. He was eating. He said, why? Also, why? Jiginata why? Onaga, yeburum penaka, omedayeno. The woman sent the message to Omenoko, but Omenoko said, well, Ibekwe again. Okwonyara, he forget it. He didn't do as Ibekwe commanded. He fall into the river. So what I'm saying this thing now is this. About all this thing playing out. Like my advice, and some people big collected money to come and talk against Nnamdi Kanu, or you want to bring him down, you want to fight him. We don't fight somebody who come to save you. He did nothing to you. I told them, like my advice to them, you see what Nnamdi Kanu represents. He represents the dead and the living. It can't be like him, and there will never be anything like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if they give you any money you take, anything you do, you fail. That is what is playing out all this thing. Our people are so hungry, you know. But what would they gain? Another thing I want to say is for IPOB leadership, those people that are involved need to come up, because we need to investigate and know where our money are. These people we are talking about, they are not spirit, they are human beings we meet. We will locate them when the order is given. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. All hail Biafra.
Almost hail Biafra. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from? Monitoring Spirit. Good evening from here.
No matter that onion top was better than Nnamdi Kanu or Mato. Not because I know what is coming to you before. Biafra must be restored. Not even too long. 21 days from today, practice, you shall see the wonderfulness of the Most High Creator of the whole universe. Now listen, Biafra. Can you say 30-story building and look down. A person on the ground, how do it look like to you? 30-story building. No electric nala, Madonna nala. So you people can, you can die. The savior of the world, you can't do anything. He say nothing. He want to come and send the message on the Most High. Let me just stop it. You people don't, you can't join him anytime. Let's see a little bit of the game. We also supposed to. Then don't end up with that. We don't reggae. In that time, you should say, why? This is a tag. No, who only the Raja that do let us see America. Biafrans, the better do like everywhere. That's your name, it's your identity. Look at you. Freedom is not simply started. Trump privacy shall forward the issue. America, China, I'm going to want. When I want to be able to touch you people, I always have that American. Now, listen. Go to 1 Kings, chapter 11. That's why verse 8 is very, very important. You go to Goddamn, you can't stop all this nonsense. 1 Kings chapter 12, go and your man. Chapter 13, go and your man, 33 and the 34, very important. You can choose yourself. Leviticus chapter 8, verse 30, very, very important. You go to Goddamn at this time. Where are you? Now listen, Isaiah chapter 46, Isaiah chapter 45, Isaiah chapter 47. God go for the angoma. Ta. I will meet you like that. I could call you like for a life. We are going off. No pote. You can know ya. Oh, governor.
Thank you very much.
Majorité, quand vous êtes au premier madame n'a pas de pote après vous, on est pour la petite Biafra, on va donner la chose à la zone en live. On le passe, on me tell, I will tell, you're the planning, if you love your life, don't go to your life, don't dare to kill us again, because you must
Thank you very much. Our people must understand this truth. Everybody in the position of leadership in Biafra land must go back and find out how the monarch functioned in their days. That our land could not be invaded, no criminals anywhere, everything was functioning, up and running. It's going to help us in a time like this. Are you there, caller, on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm there, Martin Onyebe. Good evening from here.
You are welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, and good evening to Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. My name remains Most Favor Onyebo. I come from Ozobro and Apo. Thank you. In Ekusigo province, Newu province, Biafran land, and I am calling you from Kingdom of Netherlands, where I'm serving the indigenous people in the capacity of national PRO. My leader, Mazoni Ibe, I must commend you for the good work, for the teaching, for the lectures. I have no words to qualify the good work you're doing, and I will continue to appreciate you and your efforts. And I also want to thank my leader, Mazin Lamdekano the Great, the hero of my own time. I want to commend him, and I say, Chukwa Bia Maprimi Henine will continue to bless my leader. And Ucheme for our deputy and every POB officer working for Biafran restoration. Chukwa Biama will see us through, and Chukwa Biama will give our leader more energy for this struggle, because the enemies are saboteur, they are all rising. But we must win at the end. I just want to be part of the program and make my own contribution, because today's lecture is a worthwhile one. Our leader is the chief, is the high priest, is the king. Now, trying to analyze your teaching, he said in every kingdom there must be a king, there must be a chief priest, and all that. All these things is, in fact, the king rule the living and the dead, and this is the position our leader stands for. Over 3 million or 5 million people that have died before. No other leader in Biafran land, no other leader in the whole of the wider zoo have thought of these souls that are lost. But our leader rises up to justify the death of these people. And he's also standing for the lives of we that are still alive. Who could be a better leader than Martin Nnamdi Kanu? He just the gift of heaven to us, Biafra. And I will continue to appreciate him no matter what the enemies are doing. No matter what they are doing. I'm just asking and making this plea, if it's possible. In fact, this Asari of a guy, it should be, let us handle it. Because our leader, his measures, he can't even be talking about this guy. Our leader shouldn't be talking about this guy. Our leader killed Buhari. He told him he cannot jail him, and Buhari fainted and died. This struggle also brought Abakari to so our leader, Asari is not the Asari no rich. So this is just my plea. Because these guys are just coming out to distract. Waziriki is also there. They are just coming to distract us now that Fulanis are coming. Fulanis, they are all coming in our land, and these guys, they are just coming up now just to distract us. So please, our leader, forget, you've told us the fact, and we've known that this guy is owing us 25 million naira. First 5 million and second 20 million he's owing us, and you made it for emphasis sake. We have taken note of that, and forget this guy. Let's march forward. This is just my contribution. I'm Amazon Yibe. Thank you for the good work. I sign out from here.
Thank you very much. Our people must understand how these areas function, and then everybody fall in place. Are you there, caller on the line?
Yes, Mazi George Onyibe.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. My name remains Damian Nwachukwu. I'm calling from Aba in Abia State province. George Onyibe, of a truth, I joined one woman that used to call you encyclopedia. You are encyclopedia of our time. You are so great. When I hear you speaking, I am very happy. George Onyibe, please, I have a reason why I called this night. And my reason remains. Please, after this call, I will send you a text message. Please, I'm begging you with God's name. I want you to relay this message to our leader. When a soldier is in a battlefront, when a soldier is in a battlefront, he don't fight flies. He don't fight flies. You know, this country we are, they are distractors. I know that there is a lot of people that have been paid to distract our leader. We should forget about all these things. If those people are really fighting for Biafrans, they will have joined hands together. They would have done one or two things to make sure that the struggle went on. Rather, a lot of them are being paid to distract him. Please help me to relay this message to him. He should not listen to distractors. There is a big war at front. We are having a big war. Our enemies have surrounded us. This is not the time for side talk. This is the time for action. Please, my dear brother, You are my brother. You are our encyclopedia. Whenever we hear you talking, a lot of us have hope and courage. Please, I want you to relay this message. Relay this message to our dealer. There is a lot of distractors so that they will not distract him. Let's face what is facing us. Let's face what is ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And God will continue to bless you. God will continue to bless our leader. God will continue to do the miracle that you have started. I know that one day, this struggle will end in praise. Remain blessed.
Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
You.
And you too. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah, good evening, lovers of freedom all over the world. Good evening to my able leader from here in Lebanon. Mazi, the topic you raised today is very, very important to make us to understand where we are going. I will not waste time for this. What I want to say is that to Biafrans all over the world, Asariki Dokubo, he owes us credit card. He owes Biafrans credit card. And in another side, he says he's not a Biafran man. Now that he knows that everything has already ready to dawn, now he's coming out to say he is the one that is a Biafran. Upon all the things that is due to our leader, and our leader kept it on himself. He doesn't want anybody to hear about it. But as Sariki Dokubo, he has the mind, he has the zeal to come and begin to say rubbish when it's getting to time for Biafran to go. By the way, how much did they give to him that he's coming up by this time to say those rubbish that he's saying? Asariki Dokubo, you owe Biafrans, you owe our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you owe him apology. You have to come apologize to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If not so, you will suffer for your life. This is the time for us Biafrans to go. Now, Biafrans, whether they call it Uzodema, Uzojo, I beg, do the needful. Don't bring the something that will make the Biafrans to be angry with you for eternity. We the Biafrans, we are seeing, we are noticing whatever that is happening to our brothers and sisters. They are dying every day. Many of you people soak your hand in the blood. You want to share your brother's blood. You want to share your sister's blood. You want to share your mother's blood because of chicken change. Now that is not too late. Asariki Dokubo, repent and change. Change because of your children tomorrow, your generation tomorrow. On earth, you will suffer for it. You owe our leader apology. You have to come and apologize to our leader for all the people that they have lost in sake of you. And you ate the money, you keep quiet. You begin to come and say your rubbish mouth, your gutter mouth to come and talk to our leader. Who is you? Asariki Dokubo, any money that they give to you, the zoo government give to you that is making you to come on air, to come and do all those rubbish. Better be careful of yourself. Your children tomorrow, they will suffer for it. The money you ate, that money you have to vomit that money. You vomit that money. Any 10 kobo you eat, you have to vomit that money. On earth, you will suffer for it. And all the Biafrans that they are not supporting for this freedom, when it comes today, remember, you have your children, you have your grandchildren, you have your family. If it did not come onto your head, it will come to your family, it will come to your generation. Please and please, repent from that way, from that evil act, and join the freedom of Biafra, so that tomorrow it will be better for your generation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi. God bless you for the good work you are doing to Biafrans all over the world. Thank you.
Caller on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yes, Mazonibe.
Good evening.
Good evening from here. Yes, my name is Udochi. I'm calling from Finland. I'm a Biafran. Many things are happening. For the way I see it is for our own good. Everybody that is speaking since all these days, they're quoting the scriptures, meaning that and everybody, no matter how it is, everybody is weighing the things that is happening, the way of God, how God is doing, and how people is reacting. So, in the Bible says that there was a big war between the house of David and the house of Saul. And the house of David keep on large, and the house of Saul keep on getting diminished until there is no more. That is what is happening now. The Sposo, at least Asauri and Wazurike, they are having a little honor, very little honor. But God wants to empty them and naked them in the market because of the prayer, because of them, what they have been doing in the secret. That's why this thing come up. Do you know now that Asari does not sleep? Because he know that the little people that are following him, they are no more because he have naked himself. So today he made video that yes, he has collected the money, but he brought a Quran. Because I told somebody, I say, anybody that's swelling with Quran, the Quran is lying. You see, Muslim, their food is lying. The Bible says Satan is a liar and the father of all lies. Tell me show me a Muslim. Show me any Muslim that is not build their life. It's just lying. Lying is a part of the religion. So holding Quran to this, I know that because when you look at everything, he's exposed. So it's a snake that the head is being crossed. That's the way they see it. So you know that he's naked from his wife. He's naked from his wife. Before we now talk about his village and his community and the entire district, he has emptied himself. So then Owasrike bringing the biggest Bible. What Owasrike is sworn in the Bible is not what our leader said. Our leader did not say Owasrike collects contract. So he just Owasrike said another chapter. Our leader said federal government gave him money direct. He didn't talk about that one. Owasrike did not say if I collected money from the federal government direct. Our leader say he built a hotel. Owasrike say if I have this Bible, give me if I have even one hotel. So he leave what he has, what he was accused, and be talking different things. So you can see that these people have disgraced themselves. So having said this, what God determined shall be done. God has decided to anoint our leader to give us Biafra. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. And forward ever, backward never. Biafra must show this. What about the people that declare prayer? What about the Yoruba that are calling prayer? And overseer? What of the Jews that are calling prayer? Does that prevent? But God go ahead and be disgraced and going ahead. He gives an angel that is fighting this war for us. Without we have not lifted any arm. The angel is fighting already. Victory is sure. Let everybody let panic. God has anointed anything that our leader, Okunabo Ozara, now the country said, God honors it. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Biafra, we speak a very Biafra. No two words about it. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We must continue.
So, make a request. This Mbadike from bed, he called yesterday. I tried to take up pick his number, but before I could do that, my phone has finished and he didn't repeat the number. So please, if you have his number, box me on my line. And I don't want to give my because it's my number contract. So if I give it, so people will pick it up. So you should check his number and give it to me. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Biafrans across the globe must understand how our ancestors were able to manage their time, because the time is very close. Caller on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good evening from here.
IPOB, the great family. The great family, IPOB. I salute you, God Onide. I salute you. Yes.
Go ahead and please stop listening to your radio.
I thank you very much because I've been trying to reach this evening. I am Gospel Odioha Ofore from Arondi Zogo, Biafra land. I don't have much. I've been hearing what these saboteurs have been trying to do or to say about our leader. He's a selected man from the Almighty God. I say, I don't have much to say about it. I sang this song earlier when this struggle, and this song, it has come up to the mountain again this time. This is the critical time. And this song, I will sing it again for my leader. Nandi, you are able to go up the mountain to possess the land of Biafra down to the sea. Though we know the giants are on your way to hinder, but surely God will give you victory. Victory. Yes, Nandi, you're on the right side. You're on the right side. Victory is yours. Victory is for IPOB. Yes, now we are on top. Thank you, Elohim. Thank you, Chukwuokike, for all you have done for us. That's all we will continue to give now. We forget all what Asari Tokuboy is saying. No, they can't. They are behind. Now we move on. You're on the top of the mountain. Nothing they can do again this time. I'm sorry for them. Judge Anida, thank you as well. I say, may Chukwuokike continue to bless you. Bless all the genuine IPOB members. I say, may Chukwuokike continue to bless us. The whole of IPOB all over the whole world. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I don't have much. I'm thanking Chukwuokike for he has been doing for IPOB. No matter, nothing can distract us from what is.
Thank you very much. Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp. Are you there?
Hello.
Go ahead. Good evening from here.
Yes, I'm there, my honorable lecturer, Yes, I'm there, Mas George Onyibe. Good evening, all Biafrans, the lovers of freedom, wherever you are. My name is still your humble servant, Mazi Chima Joseph Onyechukwu. And Mazi Chima Joseph Onyechukwu is calling from Obolafo. Obolafo is the Uden local government. In Soka then we say Biafra land. I appreciate Chukwuokike for today, especially on your head, Mas George Onyibe. May God Almighty, who give you this knowledge, keep on strengthening you and protecting you, because you are a great man indeed. And same thing regard go to my honorable Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of Biafra land, a man who have come and start make us to start reasoning like a human being, and for us to even know our right before people have been today. And I say make it keep on stretching him and our deputy leader and every other Biafrans that's working assiduously. It just is the reason why I said that God Almighty implant many things inside you, Mas George Onyibe, because since he started preaching about this, go back to our roots. Our people, we have realized our great mistake because you have teaching us a lot. You have made us to know what they have taken away from us, and our people have now started listening. Because just like this evening, I can remember a time that if you see a chief or if you see a king, the kind of respect that they give to that king is more than anything. But today it's not more so, because our people are buying a king. They use money to buy a king. Because of the checkery money that are paying them, they start killing themselves in the place that they are dragging for a king. And in all the days it's not like that. If a king pass, everybody around that fertility will stand up. But it don't work today. All this thing because they have now turned everything about our root. They have now removed everything that made us to start reasoning like a human being. But I thank God, the God Almighty who implanted inside you, and every day by day keep on researching what will our people do for us to go back to our root. And I say, make a Kerewa who give you this knowledge, keep on searching you, because you are really doing a great job into our life of Biafran. And everywhere where Biafran is, please, let's do the needful and go back to our roots. This thing will help us a lot. Because if you not go back to our root now, believe me, if Biafra come today, we are still going to remain the same. But when we go back to our root, that is the time that you can enjoy this Biafra to the level, to the place that our grandchildren, that we know that what we suffer and what we struggle for is eternity, and it's not an ordinary thing. It's something that they will enjoy eternity. So my people, better for us to go back to our root so that we can enjoy this promised land, so that we can enjoy this land that is flowing with milk and honey, this land that we good health, social amenities, anything that somebody can think in life. I would like to summarize here so that other people can give their own contribution. But I say make a Kerewa, keep on straighting every other Biafrans, wherever you are, that is contributing in one way or the other to make sure we reach up to this level. There's nothing that anyone contributed in this struggle that is in vain. And Chico Kadima will reward you in a million folds. I sign off from here. Still may your humble servant, Joseph Onyechuku. Goodbye from here.
Thank you very much. Caller on the line. Caller on the line.
Hello,
good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Sir, good evening, sir. What of my namesake?
They are very fine, thank you.
Okay, my regards to them. Now, back to our topic this night. You see, the problem that we have is all these money mongers. If I give you money, you give me the king. And that is why we are seeing all this rubbish that is happening in our land. About Owazirike and his brother, I'm laughing at them because they don't know what is happening. They don't know what is happening because our house remain only but zinc. We have painted all of them. All of the house has paint, and it remain only but one zinc. And once we do that one zinc, everybody will pack into that house. That is our end, my dear. My regard to you, Master George Onyibe, and I pray that God will give you more strength and more vision to teach us. You see, you are building a foundation. We are learning a lot. Back to your roots. Do this thing because as you are teaching us, we are learning. Well, once Biafra comes, all these things you are teaching for us, you will see them working in our life. Now, thank God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please, tell him that he should forget all this flefu boys and girls, women that are flefu, those people that they pregnant inside the gutter. Please tell him to forget all of them and focus to the call that God has called him to do. And once he finish that call, all of us will rejoice. Thank God. Thank you very much. I don't have a lot to say. Thank you very much, sir. Good night, sir. Please, my namesake, please.
Thank you. They will hear. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, Master Ibe. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Master Ibe. I'm calling you. You are speaking with Ella Japan. Ella Japan is from Abia Pongap in Burokara in Akwa Ibom in Biafra land. Master Ibe, I'm calling you now from Aba. I thank God. I thank all the Biafrans. I also thank God for you. I thank God for all the lovers of freedom, all the Biafrans. I thank our leader, Masinam Dikano. I thank everyone, all the lovers of freedom, entire world. Say, may God bless everyone. Master Ibe, so much like the topic that you raised this evening. We are talking about, though I did not come and hear the beginning, but I had some information. Speaking about is Iwe. Master Ibe, remember the time that I was small, in our village, those palm trees, there will be palm tree that village, the villages have it. Those widows that did not have anyone, even one tree, the one that belongs to that land, that village. I remember the time that I was small, but I did not even no longer seeing those things for now. Those widows that did not have one, those palm trees that belong to the village, they will just give it either for many months. They will not cut it, they will not affect it. After they will tell the town crier, they will ring bell, turn the village. They will mention the week, the months that they will all everyone, if you don't have one palm tree, one stick, one stand. During that time, you must have it. You have people that will call, you will call someone that will tap your own, cut your own palm fruit for you. You have enough. And the little money that you give, little money, but you have enough. But for now, I can't see those things. The village they will carry that thing and keep one particular person and collect money. You can see those widows that did not have it, hungry will kill them. But I remember that time, that thing will help them. But now, because of money, they have big eye and also do such thing and sell it, carry it and give. They will carry it and give one maybe big man in the village and collect a lot of money. Say they put it in the purse from the village. That's exactly what thing they're doing now. So this topic that you raised this make me to remember far back. They say back it is very, very important. Those palm fruit during that moment, those widows that is not maybe their husband died, they did not have anything. Those palm fruit they will have a lot because they will ring bell. Everyone will come out in the village square. They will come into the village square. They divide it, they share it, they will have many palm oil. During that time, they will sell, even break the palm kernel and feed themselves. But for now, because of money, those bad Iwe that they love money more than their people, they will carry those palm. As I'm talking to you, such thing did not take place again now. For where I'm from, such that kind of thing did not take place. They will just carry and give one big man and collect money. It's that man that will control all those things. It's very, very bad. So I so much thank God for as our leader come and open our eye. Even you make me to flash my mind at back those things that happened before, but those things did not even take place again. So I so much thank God because our eyes open. Even those US them that hearing this our radio, they will many of them will take the correction and will also change. Thank you. Let me give others people for them to. Please, sir, can I speak for Walale to our people, please, sir? Though the time is short, please. I will make it briefly. Okay, sir. Thank you. Among the third Kaida, I'm going to La Japan. La Japan to be a Pongat. Under Burokara. Akwa Ibom State, Biafra land. Mbok, so Ipe Pobok, because I'm not buying in Pobok, they book the bar. There were Asoko Nam Draki, the book of Biafra, every Dimbok, Dakada. Even a Mimasuni, you can fear Sokoninde. But when you see the right handwriting on the wall, at least you're supposed to join Biafra, join. Yeah, that is the opportunity. That is the only way you will be there free. All the politicians they disappoint. Before you know, man, was during election time. I forgot I got 1,000. I would but after that election, Abu Gunam said, so this is our last hope. Please, thank you. Let me give others people a chance for them to make their comment. Thank you very much. May God bless you for your work.
Thank you very much. We must continue. And then we are inching closer to the end of this segment. Caller on the line.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Pastor Chiva. Pastor Chiva, Wonye Ezinihite, Esyudo Mbise, Esyudo to Ebremri. Ejimohera nekele Mazonibe, nekele Mazanam Dekano, nekele all the Biafrans all over the world. Neda Bambo, Ehona Biafra Radia. All the pastors all over the world, they and then they make sure that Biafra will come. Wherever you are, and God Almighty will bless you, people. I want to use this opportunity also to call on other men of God that are playing deaf ears, not to support Biafra, not to support IPU, not to support Martin Lamont the Kano. This is the time for you to stand up. Wherever you are, stand up now. If we fix it now, we will never get it right again. This is the time for every one of us to join Martin Lamont the Kano. Whosoever that is praying for peace in your private altar, different altar, is making a lot of mistakes. There is no peace. We all are seeing it. Every day we are seeing it, that there is no longer peace in the nation. The so-called evil rulers of this country have destroyed everything. They have destroyed the peace of this country. If there is anything like a country in this country, they have destroyed the peace. All the present before us is destruction. And this is the time for every one of us to come up and take our lives, our destiny into our hands. Because if we allow these people, my brothers and my sisters, they will end up in destroying our lives. This is the time for every one of us to stand up. And if you are a man of God, you are not coming out to join, you are not coming out to speak, the Lord will punish you wherever you are. You will never live to see Biafra come. If you are a man of God, no matter the denomination where you belong, whether you are Catholic, Anglican, wherever you are, anywhere you are, and you are not coming up to speak, you are not coming up to support, the Lord will punish you. Heaven will punish you. This is the time for every one of us to join us. I used to say it. This battle is not for Mazen Namo the Kanu alone. This battle is for every one of us. Any generation where you belong. These people have come to destroy us. This is the time for us to stand up and tell the members the truth. Direct the members the right place to follow. Tell your members to support Namo the Kano. Let them bring out their money. They have their money. Let them bring out their money. Tell your members to bring out their money to support Martin Namo the Kano. Whatever it them to do, let them do it. Because this evil plans, they are very, very ready to destroy us. But thank God, God will never allow them, their plans, to come to fulfillment. This is the high time. Let every one of us join us together and fight this battle. The world is about to see a never forgotten life. The world is about to see a miracle, something that will happen that they never imagine in life. So I want to urge every one of us, wherever you are, to join us in the Mount Kano. Come out and join. In America, I have many of you there. In Europe, I have you both the brothers. Come out and join. This is the time. This is the time. Whosoever that will not join, it will amaze you. Whosoever that will not help, it will affect you, that you will not live to see this water light that is coming to us from above. God bless you, Maze Onive. God bless you. Remember
Thank you very much. And this is where we draw the curtain for this segment. Of course, I will be signing off and I'll be back in less than no time. Do not go away.
That idea must have come from hell, not from God. Bantu mentality, dangerous. Now they kill Africa. It's so dangerous. It can be dangerous. Bantu mentality, dangerous. It's very dangerous. To think it is funny. To believe it is a crime. That you are born to rule and another is born to serve. You won't make some people write a protest letter to God because of you. Born to rule mentality can be dangerous. It can be dangerous. Born to rule mentality can be dangerous. Can be dangerous. Born to rule can be dangerous. Born to rule mentality so dangerous. It's the cause of tribal war. It's so dangerous. Ethnic conflicts, tribal war is so dangerous. Now born to rule mentality, it can be dangerous. You better talk of equal rights, equal justice, equal chance. We are born with equal opportunities to end up unequal. That's right. Mafia is the cross we bear. The cross we bear in Africa. I'm born to rule, you're born to serve. It's so dangerous. Born to rule mentality. Dangerous, now they kill Africa. It's so dangerous, oh, it can be dangerous. Born to rule mentality, dangerous. It's very dangerous. To think it is funny. To believe it is a crime. That you are born to rule and another is born to serve. You won't make some people write a protest letter to God because of you. Born to rule mentality can be dangerous. It can be dangerous. Born to rule mentality can be dangerous. Can be dangerous. Born to rule can be dangerous. Born to rule mentality so dangerous. It's the cause of tribal war. It's so dangerous. Ethnic conflicts, tribal war is so dangerous. Now born to rule mentality, it can be dangerous.
White to the white, to the white. The radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station.
You're listening to.
You're listening to. This is Radio Biafra. Radio Biafra.
Land of the
Yes, sir, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people, wherever you are all over the world. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous people of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Uche Ukafo is the man who has simply assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. He is standing in a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader Mazen Nande Okukano, the King of Afari Beku, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interest of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. He is the director of Radio Biafra as well as Biafran Television. And by the grace of Chukwu Kikabiama, I remain George Onyibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, I must proceed to acknowledge the Creator, Chukwu Kikabiama, the one who sits in heaven and presides over the affair of men. For without him, we are gone as a people. And so in my humble way tonight, as always, I say to him, Anye na jage mau, nihina imara mae, ihonanya nenage, ubiomage, ojuru anyanya dadio, ingwe gimbangwe, odihonye idekage, ebo alpha no omega. Anyị niile na-asị na n'edemao ise. And this segment, our topic is 7 undeniable facts and the truth about the fate of Biafrans. There are so many of them, but tonight I want us to consider 7 undeniable facts about the fate of Biafrans. First of all, the fact. Second of all, the truth. about the fate of the Biafran people in the Nigerian terrorist state. No matter what you do, either in support or against the Biafran restoration project, our fate in Nigeria remains the same. A lot of things are going on, and I must tell you, I'm just trying to ignore most of them because it doesn't make sense to me. I want to believe these are the things we should be doing in 2015, 2014. But believe me, we know better. Whatever you are doing in support or against IPOB, whatever you are doing in support or against Biafra Restoration Project, understand one undeniable fact and truth. Our fate has already been decided. You were not there, you were not consulted. From the politicians to the monarch to the opinion holders to the leaders of thought, the intellectuals, the CEO, the NGO, anywhere you fall in, the saboteur, the sincere people, the guilty people, the innocent people, as far as you are a Biafran, your matter has been settled. Your fate has been decided. They never consult you. In our last segment, our brother talks about the Quran, the Muslim. But the point is that if the Quran enables them to lie to you in order to deceive you and walk away. But is that where I'm going to this evening? No. I want to tell you that you are a Biafran Christian, you are a Biafran Ogomo, you are a Biafran Muslim, you are a Biafran Shabbatarian and Urubutarian, anyone you belong to. As far as it is Nigerian state, the truth remains that our fate has been decided. But should I say glory be to God? Because he left us to his option. We have a choice. It is two ways. The enemy have decided how they want us to end. But he gave us the right to choose whether it will end that way or not. But the point is that they have decided our fate. We examined 7 of them this evening. Number 1. It will take a genuine collective interest of every Biafran to restore Biafra. One truth, undeniable truth. Every Biafran must understand. It will take our genuine effort. Genuine collective effort. Every one of us must work very hard to make sure that Biafra is restored. Whether you like it or not. You see the English underlined there. Genuine effort. Collective and genuine effort of everybody is required. Your genuine effort, your collective effort must not always be in support. Somebody must play a role. Imagine our leader since 2014 has been broadcasting and he was not arrested. How would this struggle look like? By now, most of us will be boring. It will be boring to most of us. But he made his own genuine effort towards the restoration project of Biafra. And then Nigerians played their own part. The government of the terrorists, Buhari himself, jumped up and down. Arrest him, catch him, kill him, shoot him, persecute him, carcerate him. The game began. Buhari played his game. And then after which our leader was locked up, some of our brothers were arrested alongside. They played their game. They did what they can do to make sure Biafra will come. I remember in those days we used to go to court. Men and women by now will be waiting for a case that will come up tomorrow. I remember that Nigerians continue to frustrate us. Sometimes some people will go to Abuja to be in the court there with the mindset that in less than 24 hours they are back to their base. But the Nigerian state will postpone the matter. Some of them end up spending 72 hours in Abuja. Nigerian and the judicial system play their role. I understand that Saboteur need to play their game. At least they're giving us something to say. Our leader was focusing on Asu Rock. Of course, Asu Rock remained empty. Usibanjo missing in action, among others. But of course, to add up to the spices, we are now swearing. We are now trying to claim that we know what we are saying. You are playing your game. You are doing your own. This is one undeniable truth. You don't have a choice. No, I don't like the way IPOB do it. I think they have to be more civilized. That is your own portion. It's your anointing. That is your own support. You are giving it and we're enjoying it. No, I can't support this. We don't need it. No, you are doing your job. That is your calling. No, I'm not Igbo. I'm not this one. You are doing your job. Carry on. But whatever you decide to do, because it's your right, understand that our feet have been sealed inside this Nigeria. So don't let anybody deceive you. When the time comes, you will be forced to defend your land. When the time comes, you will be forced to defend your land. And then you would have done yours. The same time, Ojukwu found himself 53 years ago. He started calling on the people. Some of them thought it doesn't concern them. We understand some people are still benefiting from the genocidal war. But you will make your choice. You will decide. And somewhere along the line, what you tell your children will determine the role you play. You tell your children, Ojukwu did bad, Ojukwu did this. Your children are supposed to know you are the evil there. You people collected money against Ojukwu. But of course, if you are listening to me and your father told you, and we fought, if you have money, if you know what your father like, go and buy for your father. If your mother told you, most of you don't know some of our mothers fought. I met a woman in Anambra, and the woman told me she fought the war. Very old woman, and she sang a song for me. Hamodo, Kashelin, Bomb, Bantan, Fire. I can't sing it, but you know the song. Hamodo, Ka bombing machines, Sundan and fire. That was the first time I heard that music. She played her role. Don't let anybody deceive you. The call has gone out. Everybody must answer his father's name. I'm talking to Biafra. Yoruba have decided their fate. They know what they want. As far as Nigeria is concerned, give Yoruba their 10%. They don't have problem with you. Fulani has made up their mind. Their mind is made up. They know what they want. And then if somebody will make up his mind to kill me, I will not make up my mind to defend myself. Our leader is playing his own role. You are going to play your own role. That is the truth number one. Any game you are playing, posterity will judge all of us. We have pressing issues. We'll look into them later. Number two, Nigeria is not a workable state. It can never be. As far as Nigeria is concerned, it's not a workable state. As far as Nigerians remain, nobody will benefit from Nigeria. Not Biafran, not Oduduwa, not Arewa, not Africa, because Nigeria is not workable. We can be pretending. On daily basis, we lose faith on people. We lose faith on humanity. We lose faith on intellectuals. We lose faith on politicians. We lose faith on elders, kingsmen, Brothers and sisters, we lose faith in all that is around us. Because the moment you see somebody as advanced as British government is, still fighting to make Nigeria work, my brother, you should understand the inevitable end of Nigeria. Our leader in his Twitter handle made a post. He said, Britain have been working very hard since 1914 to make sure Nigerians become one. Look at where we are today. Everybody in Nigeria knows that Nigeria is not workable. Nigeria cannot be one. Nigeria is the only country in the world where you continue to project one. In order for people to see the force unity among us, one Nigeria, our one Nigeria, including British government, they shout one Nigeria. Since 1914, you have been trying to unite Nigeria. Intellectuals across the globe, all of you behind one Nigerian project. Are you not ashamed? Don't you see the inevitable end? Even in the next 1 million years, Nigeria can never be one. All of you pack your load and go. I just want you to consider the truth. Oh, it's our one Nigeria. We will defend our one Nigeria. Arise, O come patrol. Nigeria call obey. It's a lie. It can't work. It's not about IPOB. It's not about Ojukwu. It's been there. We talk about the Bill of Rights. We talk about the Kayama Declaration. We can talk about the Ahara Declaration. Nigeria cannot be one. It is not workable. So no matter what you do, no matter the mindset you have, no matter how you want to polish Nigeria, Nigeria cannot work. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. This is the number 2 undeniable fact. Since 1914, according to our leader, it's on his Twitter handle, since 1914, we begin to hear different grammar. The territorial integrity of Nigeria cannot be tempered. British government. The unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. Hausa Fulani. Our one Nigeria Alawa, Yoruba. Igbo presidency will make a united front to Nigeria. Igbo. Resource control, give us a better Nigeria. Niger Delta. But all of us in our heart of heart know Nigeria is not workable. The more you try to put Nigeria to work, the more Nigerians will suffer, the more Africans will suffer. And of course, the whole of the black Homo sapiens will suffer. Till today, look at the mouth of your one Nigerian leaders. They know Nigeria is a very hopeless state. Ask those people talking about one Nigeria. Ask them why they put in one. Because first of all, there is no unity there. They just want you to believe that yes, we are one. We are not one. And that is one truth all of you must understand. Another third truth is that if we allow them to be stealing the resources in Biafra land, as they are currently doing, they will work very hard to make sure that we remain weak. We are Biafrans. Biafra land is heaven on earth. There is no natural resources that is not in Biafra land. There is none. From gold to silver to copper, there is none. From gas to oil to butane, there is none. From cocoa to mango to apple, there is none. And that is why our fathers, our ancestors during the war, they sang a song. Everything they're looking for is in Biafra land. Everything you want to is in Biafra land. Today, we don't see them. They deliberately weaken us. And to you, you believe that is how the life should be. No. As far as they draw that oil, they will make sure we remain weak. As far as they are stealing that gas, they will make sure we will never be able to stand up to fight for our right. As far as they are stealing that gold, that diamond, that resources in Biafra land, they will make sure we do not have tied road. Let me digress a little bit. Wherever you are listening to us from across the globe, I want you to check every country that have oil in Africa. You see, they harbor the poorest community in the world. It's not just about Nigeria. It is the way the imperialists, the real terrorists function. Check every community in Africa where you have oil and gas deposit. That is where you see the poorest people from that country. That is where they come from. Go and look at Biafra. Biafra would have been a canal, a dustbin without Ala Messiah. Ala Messiah understand this truth. Ala Messiah moved ahead to build Biafra. The Biafra you have today. Ala Messiah, with the guidance of Banugo, former All-State Trust Bank. They built your Biafra you are proud of. It is against the rule to develop Biafra land. So Ala Messiah was set up. Today, most of you, Ijo, most of you, Mbiama Patani, Yenugwa, they told you Ala Messiah is a thief. They pushed him even onto his death. Made sure one of his sons died. Frustrated Ala Messiah up and down. Yoruba projecting it on media that a tied rapper coming back from London. You now arrive at Patani. You see patch. They know what they are doing. Biafra land can never develop. Biafra land can never develop. You live in the bush. There are documented principles on how to manage communities that have resources on earth. They weaken all of you. Pick some few saboteurs among you, empower them to become their warrant chief, new generation warrant chief. They are the one trying to analyze us. Most of you think you have an international airport in Port Harcourt. Have you been there? Have you been there? Just carry aluminium, put everywhere, say this is international airport. The PWD airport in Ikeja, Lagos. And Iguacha International Airport. Which one is better? An international airport where you cannot even fly to Ghana from. But at least they give you the name. And they try to renovate some bungalow to upgrade the image. And somebody believe that Nigerians don't have money to build airport in Imo State, to build airport in Delta State, to build airport across Biafra land. Somebody telling me that plane cannot move from Akwa Ibom and go and land in London. This is the truth. Your seaport will tell you all the truth. Your seaport tells you the truth. Imo State have the capacity of hosting a seaport. The same is applicable to Anambra. The same is applicable to Port Harcourt. The same is applicable to Akwa Ibom. The same is applicable to Delta. But to tell you that you are wasting your time, they went to Sambisa Forest and make a dry dock. Don't you get it? Can't you see the truth? The undeniable fact? They went to build dry dock inside Sambisa Forest. So when your container enter from Lagos or Cotonou, you manage to bring it in. They will now load it in another trailer and send it to Sambisa Forest. That is desert port. That is dry dock. And somebody is still trying to see, let's see how we're going to build a new Nigeria. Let's renovate Nigeria. Why are we deceiving ourselves? undeniable truth is that you will never have light. We live in a Nigerian in this very era. If NEPA bring light, it will amaze you. Anytime NEPA manage to flash light, I weep. Why? You see intellectuals, academians, Amayana boss, elders, they even rejoice for light more than the children. I remember in the 80s, even in the 80s, they were not taking our light. And then when they bring light, we say, hey, NEPA, we start singing. NEPA, 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 I love you. Almost 50 years on. Our fathers who sang that song are still singing it today. Hey, up NEPA. Some people don't even know there is no more NEPA. Most Nigerians don't know there is no more NEPA. The same way, and somebody still think, oh, yeah, they want to develop our land. It's a lie. How long did it take them to build Abuja? Where did they get the resources from which they built Kano, Sokoto, Maiduguri? Where are they funding Lagos State from? Undeniable truth. They will never allow our land to be developed. Number 4. To gain this freedom, every Biafran must put their personal interests aside and at the same time begin to put the interest of the sovereign nation of Biafra ahead of all. For us to get the Biafra we are looking for, the truth remains that every Biafran man or woman, this is the time you have to put your personal interest aside. And then you project the personal interest, the interest of the sovereign state of Biafra ahead of everything. Honestly, understand, it's not about our leader, but yet it's all about him. It's not about you, but yet it is all about you. But for you to have a clear picture of what we are talking about, you go back to the 14th, within the eras of 1416, 1457, during the time of King Louis the 4th or the 14th, during the French Revolution, you hear about the histories of the Musketeers. They have a slogan. They say, all for one, one for all. All for one, one for all. Everybody must stand up to defend one Biafran man. And one Biafran man must have the mindset to defend the whole of Biafra. You are not doing anybody. You are doing saboteur. You are deceiving yourself. This is the undeniable truth. Put your interest aside. There are things we are even still discussing by now. We're not supposed to discuss it. It's just that maybe we are very slow in learning. We are still debating Niger Delta, Niger, upland, the river line, bottom line, sideline, on top of land. And they are looking at us. Does it mean we are not learning? Does it mean we are not learning? Except somebody here is not being sincere. In as much as we begin to analyze, narrate our ordeal in this struggle, I see men and women who will not be here. But they understand that it is not about them. It is not about them. Somebody sent me a recharge card yesterday. I don't want to mention the person's name. Very poor man. Very poor man. Did I say yesterday? Today. Very poor man. But as somebody who understands spiritual principle, I will not deny the man the privilege of not being blessed. Because you give and it shall be given unto you. You give life to other people, you receive life. But a very poor man, buy me a recharge card. It's not because he has, but he understands by every means necessary I no one give on amount to. If I give on amount, I go get problem. Fighting for Biafra. For instance, now, our leader have money. He has money. He chooses to build a mansion. Or he's building a mansion. He can't make it open. Because of what he represents. But you, on the other hand, you are showing us your mansion. Your mansion. Your mansion in another man's land. Your mansion. I no one talk to now. But we must understand the undeniable truth is that not until we put our interest aside, all this all of you are doing, praise Hausa, praise Fulani, praise Yoruba, praise Boko Haram, praise all of them. When it comes to kill you, you will see how they will rally around and finish what is left of you. They see you as a bug, cockroach that needs to be squashed. But I don't blame them. But then you have to fight back. These are undeniable truths. That is a food done. Time to share and don't reach. Uniting the Igbos in Opi Weka. Uniting it just in Oshimidi. Not. But of course, everybody gonna do what they gonna do. But Biafrans must understand, put your personal interest aside. When that day will come, they will not ask where you come from. They said they want to dip the Quran inside the Atlantic Ocean. Who is even closer to the Atlantic Ocean? Number 5. As far as you remain in Nigeria, Nigeria will make sure that only the criminal-minded individuals, they will be empowered on the expense of others. As far as there is this Nigeria, they will only pick few criminal individuals from among us. They will empower them. And as much as I don't want to mention name, I want you to monitor our people. They are being powered by Nigeria through oil company. Look at everybody in your community. Look at all those rich men. Not all of them anyway. Monitor them. You see, some of them are under government payroll. They don't do anything. Their job is to monitor you. They use you and dump you, bring Fulani to kill you. Some of them is even doing the same pattern for them. Shell is making you the CSO of your community. Who is Shell to make you a CSO? But of course, that is to equip you to kill any community person who want to fight for their rights. Go and look at what they are doing in Ogoni. We have all begun to play game of indulgence, exhibiting sign of weakness that is not in us. Once youth are hungry now, they write Share or Chevron or Saipen or any, Total as the case may be. Yes, our land is polluted. We are calling on you to come and do something. If you don't do something, we will shut down. Then now you people start singing. Then when they come, they say, what is the problem? You now start singing because you are a beggar. Do something before the show. Do something before the show. Everybody do something. They now do something, they go back. And in your mind of mind, they will be going to clean up. In your mind of mind, you don't know they are going to destroy more. And you cannot say anything. Because there are people from your community that have been paid. The moment you talk, they will call Shell and Nigerian government. Look at the person fermenting trouble. We know how you people function. And they will come for you. They will kill you. You will run out of your father's land. As far as we remain in Nigeria, people like that will always be there. They will always be there. These are the truth. You can call them saboteur. You can call them anything you like. Their duty is to sabotage you. They have no choice because they have been indicted. Number 6. Each time you work very hard against Biafra Restoration Project, you are just another saboteur. Directly or indirectly. You are part of the people aiding and abetting the indiscriminate killing of Biafran people. It doesn't matter. Anytime you rise up as a Biafran to work against the Biafra Restoration Project, you are a saboteur. Somebody will say, you do something, they call you saboteur. You do something, they call you saboteur. This ain't everybody that they call saboteur. That name is not meant for everybody. What are we sabotaging? What are you saboteuring? It is your actions that will define who you really are. Instead of you to begin to think, how do we stop this restoration project? Begin to think, how do I boost it? How do I make this thing work out? Must everybody who fight for Biafra be rewarded? I'm talking to Biafra. Everybody who fought for Biafra, must all of them be rewarded? And I look at people who are just envying their father and jealous him for nothing. I pity them. Must everybody be honored? Must we all of us be president? Oh, I'm going to be political relevant. Oh, because I come here and say, please, oh, when Biafra come, put me in DNA office. You won't even see me. If they declare Biafra today, I'm gone. And go and romance with my Yoruba people. Where we can greet you, Eku freedom, Eku saboteur, Eku Ndiaran and Yushu. I just go and nationalize with Yoruba. Be singing better Yoruba music. Sonny Adeu, Sonny O, Obama Bedi, Umukun Regede, the Nana drum for me. I can be watching you people from the satellite and know you that you are doing well. Must everybody who fight for Biafra be rewarded? Because some of this nonsense and couple of gossip, envy and jealousy is to become relevant. You are shaman of Biafra. The best mindset we should have, let's do what we can and deliver ourselves. You are a king. We leave your throne for you. You are a warlord. We give you the victory, the crown. You're very rich. Yes, we allow you to live the rest of your life in wealth. You have all you well. Of course, you can swim inside it. It belongs to you. And so, why are you fighting against Biafra? It's okay, let's teach Mazen and the canon lesson. Do you know people died? Somebody wrote to me and say, I need you to answer me this question. What if they restructure Nigeria? Restructure Nigeria completely. Will you people still be talking about Biafra? That man, if you are listening, our people did not die because of restructure. Our people died because of Biafra. And then Nigeria must discuss the issue of Biafra. They will not pass the test. It is Biafra or Biafra. There is no need. Let Biafrans go. Number 7. We all must set up guiding principle or else we will all perish. Every Biafran anywhere you are, we must set up guiding principle. If we don't, there will be problem. We must set up guiding principle. Just watch what people do. Most people spend their time insulting Biafra more than saving Biafra. Attacking Biafra. In the morning you are Biafra. In the evening you are not Biafra. The other one you are not Biafra. All these things you are doing. Don't let anybody deceive you. One way or the other, it will tell on all of us. But in the absence of guiding principle, look at what is going on. Give us order, give us order, give us order. You don't know what you are asking for. Of course, at the right time, the order will be given by heaven. It's heaven that gives an order. These are some of the few truths I want you to consider. Undeniable. That is how it's going to be. Wherever you are, end Nigeria. Yoruba will not always collect that 10%. Hausa Fulani will not be born to rule me. And we cannot remain inside Nigeria because of Igbo presidency. We can be good neighbor. I take Yoruba passport, I go to Yoruba land, see my in-laws. Go to Fulani land, see my Fulani in-laws. Go to Hausa land, see my in-laws. We can be good neighbors. But every day or any effort you make to stop Biafra, you are actually piling up more grievance in the heart of Biafrans. We walk across the street every day. And we make sure the next generation must be very ready than we are. Biafrans, if we don't fight to save ourselves from Nigeria, believe me, we will not be here tomorrow. Some of you do not see the possibilities of a total annihilation of the Biafran people. But believe me, it is possible. Believe me, it is possible. I'll be back in a minute.
Respect to the Most High. Yeah. Biafra, the rising sun. Now you hear me now? Move.
Everywhere in the world, Biafrans are fighting for freedom. Freedom, yeah. Biafrans, we know what we want. Biafrans, we know what we need. All we want is Biafra. Biafra. All we need is Biafra. Biafra. Our leader have tell us the truth. Now we know who we are. Cause a flan is killing Biafra. Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. They are clean our people.
No more one Nigeria. The amalgamation is over, man. All we need is Biafra.
I'm not saying this because I'm a Biafra, but I'm thinking of the life we lose every time that killing innocent people, yeah, raping our women, yeah. Who doesn't know about the 10%? Who doesn't know about the oil well? House of Fulani is killing Biafra. Yoruba is looking for 10%. The world are keeping silent. All we want is Biafra. We want to go home. Biafra.
Biafra. Land of the rising sun. Bombo clan. It was good and evil and we chose good.
calling Biafra. Anani saying Biafra. Ogoja is saying Biafra. Denegua is saying Biafra. Urobo is saying Biafra. Shekiri is saying Biafra. We want to go home. We want a freedom. We want to go home.
Yes, at this moment, our lines are open. Our WhatsApp line is 07081545642. 07081545642. Our direct line is 08122152971. 08122152971 is our direct line. The special number for the female is 08128858614. 08128858614 is our special number for the female. Caller on the line, your name and where you calling from. Monitoring Spirit. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Second of May 2020, it was a good. Anywhere now about every city, anywhere now about every city. More than mother now about every city, never the gala. It's not Biafra, Gabia. Only the question, and then I hope I don't have. But how to tell you that for a gas? You know, you have to take a hammer. That doesn't have to kind of happen. I saw you must know you have to take a and so good now, who can answer? And so, I know you, and I'm doing work. I stood and I opened the canoe. I pray for a farmer. One man, one mother, one more. Zachariah, chapter 9. Before I know from 1 to end, verse 11, very, very important. We are not joking. Because of the blood, we have been sacrificing for the Most High. All I'm on the side, I may make him Montara. You don't know what is coming to your people. See, First Chronicle, chapter 6, chapter 7, and chapter 8. Very, very important. That is how family is supposed to be. That is how a nation is. I got more people. Don't know. Biafra ga la church I heard them. Why the poor man? I never told them why I am not like you. I know what I have to get out of see, Ezekiel, chapter 2, 1 to end. Verse 5, very, very important. There, you got to catch them, man. I will be shocked for. Man, how can I go on your store, on your doctor, on your panic? Well, you can't do it. Okay, more. I tell you what, you will get it. That you will go. I need a long now, so I can see very bad. Oh, Mobile, I don't feel that. If I look like just over life for us, I would have Biafra. I never just go around. But I don't like Biafra. I got some number. Ezekiel chapter 3. One is funny on my way. That's something to what for to put in the way. Can you give us a lie? You want to stop Biafra. Oh, the governor in Biafra land. 21 days from today, let the year that the table go high. It would be easier. We have Biafra. Do we only apologize to Trump? Do we only apologize to China? Honorable kind of never that broker. When they think I may you can the part. I had to be shy there for why. But I have to defend our fire. Makamna. Only my one of the master protocol, my doctor, my lecturer, I will get the broadcast after that. Otu we the one who get home na Kadimura. Basic care after 18. I was telling you, all your flowers to woman, all your more Biafra guys up. That on tonight, and I can go. What are you? And I can be spoke. Sing God and I look. God, I need thunder, fire you. Who is that so good? Never be down to go. Never find God, and I don't die. I gave you one. Who would be my cat? I suppose you, Dara. Then I know how to find it. You will. Sometimes, yeah, I'm full. Carol, but I suppose the camera so not getting an example for endurance and patience. That's my sacrifice. I'm the one that started and what I will. Hey, let me go. Get that way, can find it now. Welcome, get ready. I tell them I'm got that line. But I'm going to go to my. See that all the way. It's my right. I'm a Biafra. Yes, Biafra. Now one is the Lord. Not going to the Lord. You know, my God is an IPO terrible. Where here? This is the Lord. I can't have it before. That finally says, let's see that far. Biafra, that's the one. This neighbor challenge is Biafra. Get that up to the next one to you. You don't know what is coming to you. Dara. Always talk about that when you could see your way. You must really get back to you and do that and stuff. Dara. I don't know. I told you that on Joanna Wong, you will care the most of Wapo, like a temple, like a full relay. My dad is Sabo, my dad is only the way to get up to lose. I can make some money, like whatever was hiding on Dara. That's you know what the hell you're telling him out of the map. He will wear. So, I'm not going to say that now. Say to the other people who ever have known of the level on that. Oh, yes, I am a Tragaka, but I am like, oh, I was not that guy. No, can I get straight in the oh, that's not right.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on the line. Caller on the line. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Hello? Hello?
Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Mazo.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening from here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, please, my Chukwu Kikabia, I bless you for all you have been doing, fighting destruction of Biafra. And my Chukwu Kikabia, I bless our leader, Mazi, and the Khan, the only man that I so much. To him that I respect with all my life, I respect so much. Not wasting much of our time. My name is Mazi Wabweze Akonja, and you say Biafra land.
Go ahead, please.
So, Mozonibe, as all I've been saying, doing, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because in life and in any family, every family, there is difference in differences.
I think that line, something is wrong with that line. You try and call back. Call on the line, your name and where you calling from.
Hello, sir.
This line is for the female, please. Call the male line. Thank you. Call on WhatsApp.
Master, good evening from here.
Good evening. Go ahead, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. Master, my name is Menugochka. I'm calling from London here. Master, I thank you for your good job. Okay, guide and protect you and your family. May you do the same to IPOBs worldwide, our leader and his deputy. Master, I just want to say something here clear to our people, because it seems like our people are deaf and dumb. The reason why I call this night is because I am very, very upset. When I speak it to English the way I could, and I will go back to my own dialect Igbo and say it again so that people can understand it. See, what our leader is doing is to get us out from the zoo, because the zoo will never work and can never work and will never work. In any freedom fighting, there will be government agents. Understand it very well. It happens. Go and check the history of freedom fighting. In any freedom fighting, there will be an agent sponsored by the government to bring that freedom down. It happened through Mandela's time. People don't read history. No wonder if our leader come up and be telling them history, they will be useless in themselves because they don't have light to even look at themselves in the mirror, talk less of to read book. If anybody, be you old, be you young boy or young woman or old woman, you make a voice message and be saying, oh, our leader should leave Asari Dokube alone. I think the thing is getting to childish thing. Have you seen all those type of voicemail? People have been dropping. It's beginning to look at childish thing. If you make something like that, told you, may God punish your entire generation. I swear for you, you will die. Fulani Hesme will cut off your family's head because all of you are fools. You cannot see the handwriting on the wall. What Asari Dokubo and Tony Nadi and all these idiots, all these saboteurs, Wazirike, and all of them are doing in this struggle. You cannot see it because all of you claim you go worship Jesus Christ, but you don't even know when Jesus Christ come. Ndara. That is why you cannot see in the spirit. Some of you claim you are in the spirit. You cannot see all these saboteurs, what they are trying to do. Asare Dokubo have been making seriously videos long time talking about our leader. Our leader never respond to him. But just one video our leader made and tell the whole world who Asare Dokubo is. And now look at every social media is bubbling. See, if you cannot read the handwriting on the wall, then you are a fool. What Asare Dokubo, Tony Nadi, and Wazirike, and all this rest of these groups are doing. If you cannot read the handwriting on the wall, then you are not able to be an IPOB member. Some of you have dropped a verse message and said, oh, our leader should leave them. It's becoming a child thing. It's becoming this. I think if he doesn't leave them, we'll be giving up. You are a fool. Check up one knock because you can. That is why your governors are there, watching our mother being beheaded their head. You cannot make a voice message and send to them and release it to all the whole media and say, this is your own opinion. It's what Asare Dokubo is doing. Don't you know that Asare Dokubo is an evil man in our land? Do you want to go? No wonder you have to go to Oyedipo to tell you. You have to go to Oyedipo to preach it for you so that you can understand. No wonder our leader said, except you hear it from the white man's mouth, then you will understand it. Just like the BBC man. After how many years, he wrote an article now, published and said, this is what happened to us. But when our leader have been saying it, nobody, you didn't believe him until white man said it. That is why we are where we are today. This is Osibanjo. That is why we are where we are today. Dara, you cannot see the handwriting on the wall. Mazi, please give me 1 minute. Let me go to my Igbo dialect. But Igbo. Nna, nne, nwakatịrị wụrụ nwa agbọghọbịa, nwa okorobịa. Ịhụ ọgụ anyị na-alụ. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na-alụ. Na-achụpụshi ndị ọjọọ n'ime anyị because there is evil ones n'ime anyị. Ị gaghị ahụta ya, gị bịa na in spirit, chije n'abalị gị gbikpere n'ala na-ekpe ekpere. Ekpere Jizọs ga-achị mkpa nga ekpere yolio. But ị na-ekele mụ na in spirit. Gị na ị na spirit, ị ga-ahụ ụzọ very well. Mụ these people. This even Shabecha is a freedom fighter. All because one na zoo, in my hair, go very well in my freedom fighting. Oh, I'm now go Mandela.
Even Mandela, ụmụnne sabotage ya. Mandela ịhụrụ dị a, ụmụnne sabotage ya. How much more? Ndị Igbo nwụrụ ka ekpere n'ego, how much more? I chere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụta bịa gwa gị shi gị lekwa ihe asarịta ọkụ ụgbọ mere ka onwe gị. I chere onwe gị na ọ ga-enweta ihe niile ọ gwara gị otu o siri dị. Enweghị ka ị hụrụ ọ tụrụla gashi sins niile. Ọ bụrụ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu chịrị ire ndụ big man mgbe ọ nọ na prison ya ere Biafra by now ya na-ego ebe kwamụgbọ biri n'ezigbo ụlọ ree millions ndara ụlọ a na-ahụ ụzọ. Nne anyị na nna anyị ha na-egbupụ isi n'ụlọ. Unu emenekwa voice message shi gọvanọ enough is enough. Unu emekwele voice message otu uche. Ọ bụ gịnị mere eji egbupụ shi ndị nwanyị isi si ego ụmụ ha nọmi tiga ewu nọmi. Unu a na-ekwu ya enwere ofu nwoke n'oli na voice message send na social media. Shi our leader ya ihe na-asọrọdụkwa emeze na oyize ihe ụwachi na ha ma na akwa ya asụpụta emeze. That man iwu idiot iwu onye ara iwu onye nna iwu idiot. That is why ije na-ega nga ahụ Fulani na-egbupụ sha isi. That is why iji nigga Maazị Nnamdi Kanu eje na America assist kpọọ ndị be anyị shi abịa na lekwa ihe eje ka imeni ha shi na ọwa onye ara na ọ mewere nwụ na-agbarịgharị ya wepụta ohere na-achụpụchi ndị na-emebichi ihe ọ na-eme ụlọ ọchịna ọ nwere time ya na mọbụta ohere ya na-agwa unu lekwa ndị lelelu waziri ike lasarịta ọkpụkpọ letoni nnadi na ha wee agent of the gọọmenti ụnụ aga ahụ ya mụ na achị na ụnụ n'ime mmụọ ụnụ na-eje chọọchị gbakwa ọkụ ndị ara ụnụ aga ahụ mụ na-eke ma na nnere n'ime mmụọ ọ na nnere n'ime mmụọ nnụ ga-ahụ ihe Asadịdọkụgbọ na-eme ntoni nnadi waziri ike omiomio ịma mmezu all these people that ụnụ emere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu publish the first fend akwụ na ahụ ego ọla ịtụta ihe a na-eme ndị ara gị wụrụ onye nna mee vidiyo ọwụla voicemail send ya shi Maazị Nnamdi Kanu biko hapụ ndị ọ bụrụ na ọ hapụ ha ka ị ga-eme eke na ị ga-ahụ hapụ epip Chineke kpọgụla ezinụlọ gị ọkwọ nwa nzute gị nnowo ndị ara that is why na-eji n'ịga Fulani ihe sime na-abịa n'ala anyị na-egbupụchi ndị mmadụ isi ọ bụrụ na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu apụta taa ọ nwere ihe ọ na-arụ hịa o onye ukwu ka ọ hapụrụ ihe si mba na ndị a na-anwụ anwụ ichere Wazirike ga-azọ ndị Wazirike nwa onye oshi na nna anaghị m ekwu ya bikọs na nna na ahụrụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'anya Maazị Nnamdi Kanu pụtakwa tomorrow mekararịghị mma IPOB ga-agwakwa ya ahụ bụta anwebeghị ka anyị hụrụ o mejọrọ for now o nwebeghị ya wapụ nne na nna ya nwụọ n'ihi anyị ụnụ apụta na-ezuzugharị bikọs ọ pụtara ọnwụ na ọpụta hụ na anaghị ama onye ọwụ ị na-agwa ụnụ lekwe ihe jeka imeni lekwe donja ndị Igbo nọ n'ime ụnụ amụọ ya amụ ụnụ achị na ọnwa onye ara na ọnwa ha ọrụ na gịnị na-emezi n'ụbọchị nke taa ụnụ na-akpụzi na Facebook ka ejule eleghị anyị ga-eme obodo anyị gbara ha ya gburugburu pụta ọ bụrụ ụnụ n'isi mbụ ụnụ gịrị ihe ntị ọkwa na onye mụ ya ugbu ụnụ amatawala na mmadụ mụ ya ndị Igbo ọ bụrụ na ojukwu ma ya ahapụcha ndị Igbo ha nwụchia n'oge agha n'iwe ekwensu disman na-ahapụ ihe ọ na-eme bịa na arọ nne akwa agụwole m ọ hapụrụ ihe na-eme na-azọ ndị Igbo nna na-etụkwa na-akọ ọnụ Chineke kpọkwa ndị Igbo ọkụ ụlọ ha ahapụ nne Fulani hesped gbuchita nne bikọs ụnụ amaghị ihe ụnụ na-ajụ ajụjụ na ihe anyị na-asara Okugbo na-eme ya aka ọmịrị ụlọ nwo ndị ara ọbịa n'ọnụ nga ahụ bụ ụmụ anyị ụnụ ajụghị ya ụnụ emeghe voice message jejio ya okezi ikpeazụ ụnụ ga ahụ bụ ụmụ anyị ụnụ emeghe voice message jejio ya ugwu anyị n'ụga ahụ gbuo ya na-ewu ndị Igbo ụnụ emeghe message jejio ya akụ ole ụrọ ole ụnụ emeghe message jejio ha ụnụ amaghị na ihe Nnamdi Kanu na-eme wetụpụchi ndị ọjọọ n'ime anyị ụnụ amaghị ndị Igbo ụnụ na ha agwụla agụmasị Maazị Nnamdi Kanu hapụ IPOB ka ndị okwu ya na gbuo ndị Chineke kpọrọ nna ọkụ ndị nwa ama emete unu nwa ama emete Ojukwu ji ego nna ya lụọ agha jụọ ego nna ya ka o jiri lụọ agha ụnụ a na-ega na-akọgharị ọnụ Asadịdọkụgbọ pụta na-akọnfiuzi unu amaghị na gọọmenti na-akwụ ya ụgwọ ụnụ ịchọrọ ọ ga-apụta bịa gwa nne na gọọmenti na-akwụ ya ụgwọ ka ụnụ chọrọ kwụwasịrị ike pụta bịa gwa nne na gọọmenti na-akwụ ya ụgwọ ka ụlọ pụtara Tony Nnadi na-azọ ike idestroy constitution na Nigeria kamgbe 21 years Maazị Nnamdi Kanu only barely 5 years ụwa niile na-ahụ ụwa niile na-ede jiji eleghị ọdụnụ chere dị ka ọ gwa nne na ọ gwabeghị nne eleghị ọdụnụ chọrọ ka ọ gwa nne ọ bụrụ Ojukwu ma ya hapụ ndị Igbo abụọ ụnụ abụọ ọjọọ unu wiked because the man were happy and got very wicked. What I tell you now, flying, I can never voice the idea. I hear I said to one man, and get never to leg up. Take a ball of pushing. How could was it not to tell me a sharp you with new logo? One amana fully tribution. That around. Ale jini anu nunga ho uma what a shabu pushing na hishi na libo nyana me before na ne pana sabotage this man na me ni go to like one kun no different na so umunna na anwo na ga jidne we isi do una putakala no shoes or jode for we ele he me na je busu mu ne na Boni state ya gwa nkete una putakala to ajuju una putakala me voice message. Una putapa, una atapa, una na nunti. Una hukaruso. We got na nunti.
Thank you.
I don't need I put an adrenaline when you travel and watching airport. Why? Get him there. Magic, I hope you are here.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Call on the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Okay. Good evening, my name
is
Charity. I'm calling from London. I heard what the caller was saying. I know he's very angry, but because I've been so angry, but we know that these people, most people, they're devil. And we cannot, because of those devilish people, stop what we are doing. Our mission here is to get Biafra, and the Biafra we must get. This fight is between the kingdom of darkness and kingdom of God. And the Mazin Nande Kano, God sent Mazin Nande Kano. Whether they are foolish or they are not foolish, most of us are not foolish. We are not foolish. And because most of us are not foolish, God will have mercy upon us. So pertaining to our Asari Dokobo, but then looking at him, you know that person is evil. Evil. Government is paying him. We can't say because of those kind of people, or because of the devilish kind of people, or because of ignorant people, we stop fighting what we are fighting for. Are we talking about Wazirike? Wazirike, by then looking at him, you know that government is paying him. You don't need second person to talk to you about it. Okay, it's in Nayawodo. Immediately you are seeing Nayawodo, you know that one is a criminal. Then you look at Tony Nadi, every time he's taking paper. The other time that we were interviewing him, Dr. Chidu was interviewing him, I was looking at him. I was looking for those 2 hours was useless. 2 hours or 2 hours, 30 minutes was useless. I was trying to get what he's trying to say. He couldn't explain anything. He continued taking paper, coloring it in different color. Up in River Niger area, I cannot even understand what he was talking about. His confusion is he confused and he wants to be recognized. You know, the name we are calling him is making me angry because I don't know this guy. And because of the way we are calling him, I think we are like promoting him. Because this is exactly what he wants. He wants people to recognize him. He wants people to recognize him. He's nothing. He's nowhere. He's not a human being. All these people, they are not human beings. I don't care how much the government are giving them, they are not human beings. People that can be in government or they say governments are listening to them or they're in connection and they're killing their people, cutting the stomach of women, raping women, cutting their heads as if they're cutting the head of fowls. That is how Nigeria has become. In this England where I'm living, they cut a soldier's head and it became a very big history. It became big history. And today in America, they killed a black man and it became a big history. But in Nigeria, they have been killing and continue killing. We are just like a white and the blacks in America. That is the way we look like in our own country. And some stupid person is saying that we're not going to go. We are going to go. We are going to go, whether they like it or not. Whether they like, they can come 1 million people. How many of them? We are more than them. We are more than men. So far you stand in the true path, you must conquer. And I know no matter whatever that is going on, I know Martin Nandekano say he gets, when there is no trouble, he triggers trouble. And this kind of thing is what is giving him power. I know he's not going to depart because of the foolish people. No, because he has the love of people in his heart. He has the love of people in his heart. Gowan is alive. He should come and explain to people why he gave our forefathers 20 pounds. If it's not that he has interest of decision, that we are not part of Nigeria. We are not part of Nigeria. We cannot be a part of Nigeria. We are not Nigerians. According to what I know that we have been using a different currency from the Nigerian currency. So we are not part of them. We have to go. So what I'm saying is that the ignorance of people, you can pardon the amount of ignorance, but we must march on. We must continue. Because our mission and our target is Biafra, and Biafra we must get. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Of course, there is no looking back. The journey has already begun. Caller, WhatsApp, are you there?
Yes, Baz, I'm here. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mazi Onyibe. Mazi, thank you very much for picking my call. This is Mazi Emmanuel Ezuma. I'm calling from Paris, France. Mazi, this evening has been a wonderful one. Thank you for the education. Thank you for the enlightenment, Mazi. Have been doing wonderful well, especially going back to our root. Going back to our root has become the things that our elders supposed to has been has been done this very thing, but due to their selfishness and their ignorance, they ignore what they're supposed to do. And right now, here we are. And the painful side of it is that instead of these people to support us, instead of these people to come out, because last time they were saying, Ojukwu used his father's money to maybe, he used his father's money. And some people may even be thinking that, he want to, maybe Ojukwu want to show that his father has money or this or that, or But now, this is a collective effort. We have been calling, our leader has been calling, come and support IPOB. Don't you want to go home? Is it not freedom we are seeking for? Is there any other objective? Is there any other mission we have here? When Masop came out, I didn't even know what their message was. I never even heard about story of Biafra. But we thank him. We are grateful for the effort that Mazu Wazirika and his school has made. The whole thing, how he got. Then when it's a time to, pass to the another person, because it's not must that you must achieve it the way you expected. No, Chukwu Okike Abiama has a very different way of using people. He has he can never be a player and also try to be a good goalkeeper. No. You must specialize in everything. That is how Chukwu Okike Abiama used every one of us in this very restoration effort. It's not that because you started the movement as of 1990 what, I don't know. Then now, since then, you have entered voicemail. After going to zoo prison, you came out, you enter voicemail. Now, you leave your people astray. and Nigeria government using them, massacring them. You don't even have any accountability. You can't give account. You can't tell how many of people you lost during that very time. But here we are today, and the same thing that has been happening is still happening. What stops you now to joining IPOB? Is it not the same fight? Are you telling me if Ojukwu were alive, he will never support Biafra? Is it not Biafra that he fought for we are fighting now? No. Our people supposed to use their brain. When they say use your brain, leave your envy. Envy and jealousy and wickedness can never do us any favor. Our land is the most precious thing that can ever happen to us in this very world. And if anything happen, because you see all these killings now, black people are passing through all over the world. Don't see it as it's happening in America. Now it has started. Before you know, when you lose all your land for Fulanis, then I will know. When you don't know that it will take only a white person to come on power and revoke everything they have given to you, then I will know where you will try to run to. Maze, thank you very much for what you are doing. I want to tell our people, let us focus on board. Let us not focus on all these distractors, because they are trying to, they have paid them, they are paid agents. They are doing their work. We know where we are going. Asurok, they are not talking of people who are people who are dying in Nigeria, but they are protesting for killing George Floyd in America.
That is the height of hypocrisy. They are
not talking of people who are Nigerians, the so-called citizens, who they are killing every day. How many they are killing in Nigeria every day? But today, they can, because he's Trump, let them, yes, corona. But you see now, suddenly, no more social distancing, no more coronavirus have vanished. Protests have, started everywhere. So you see that these people are just deceiving themselves. Let the zoo, Maze, I thank God for what is happening, because every time we do this, we finish prayer, this calling of Chukwu Kikabiama, you will start seeing things happening. You will start seeing miracle. You will start seeing the secret things happening. Our leader said the saboteurs has surrounded us, but we are fishing them out. We are fishing all of them out. We know who they are. They thought that we don't know them. We know them. Not because we don't call your name, it doesn't mean that we don't know that you exist. We know, but continue what you are doing. Why we too, we continue our good work. What we are doing. We know what we want. We can never be deceived. Where is Osibanjo? Where is your vice president? Where is your president, your so-called Jupri? Where is him? Who is leading Nigeria? Who is presidenting that zoo called Nigeria? Who is it? Where is BBC? Where is them? Why can't they go and tell us who is reading in that Asurok? Here they are, writing. Asare Dokubo talk this. Tony Nadi moving around with a world map everywhere, going around. It has become a world map freedom fight. I have river in my village. I can organize, become form it as a movement. No, these people should stop deceiving the gullible ones. We have known now. Thank God of Radio Biafra. Mazonibe, thank you very much. It shall be well with you, Mazi. Thank you very much.
Not going anywhere. Call out the line, your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Mazi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir, my lord. Onye nwe mmaji Nnamdi Kanu. Ka Chineke nke ime n'igwe gọziele ndị na-eke gọziele ndị n'oge na afọ na nkwọ gọziele ndị n'ọfụ na mbata gị n'aha Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ ime ihe niile. Ka Chineke gọziele ndị my deputy Chineke nke igwe ana m asị ka o chebele ndị na-eke chebele ndị n'oge chebele ndị na afọ na nkwọ chebele ndị n'ọfụ na mbata gị. Gị na onye ndị unu ga-adị ka esi n'ihi na esi adịghị agwụ agwụ udo ga-abara ụlọ ọba isi ga-abara ụlọ ọba unu ga-adị ndụ bata n'ala Biafra unu ga-abata ya n'udo bata ya n'ọṅụ arụsị ike ga-abụ nke ụlọ ihe akwakwa ihe onwe ga-abụ nke ụlọ n'aha Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ ime ihe niile. Hello.
Ise.
So biko onye nwe m o nwere ike m chọrọ ịyọ ọgụ biko ịma na ị na-ele anya na enyemaka ya esi n'aka ụmụnne anyị ndị nke nọ na Amerịka wee pụta. Ịma na delay is very very dangerous. Ele anya kịta na ndị na-aghọ mgba niile bụ anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị nọ n'ala Biafra. Ndị anọkpala anyị ahụ ma n'ọma ahịa ma n'ezi ma n'ụzọ. O nweghị ebe ị ga-achị ya esi aga ghara ịfụ ndị otu a ndị anụnwụchi ụgbọ ndị abụla ọnụ. Biko onye nwe m ana m ayọ ọnụ biko n'aha Chineke ka m ji ayọ ọgụ ukele ndị n'ala ya bụ na ọ ga-ekwele biko nụ ayọ ka nna ayọ uche onye adịghị njọ biko ka iwedatara na anyị akaụntụ anyị eji wee na-akwụnye ụgwọ maka ya bụ ihe ịchọrọ anyị eji wee chekwawa onwe anyị maka na amaara m nnọọ ajụọla m mmadụ ole na ole $1 pụtara ego ole ọ sị na $1 pụtara 350 naira. Achịkwa my coordinator n'ebe mgbede a ọ sị nọ ya wede 400 and something. Gịnị 400 and something? Atịnse ama na ọ bụ na iwedata n'ebe anyị bụ ụmụ Biafra nọ n'ụlọ nọ n'ala Biafra nọ na ọ ya aka mma ọ iji wee ma ndị nọ na diaspora aka n'ihu wee menye ihere n'ihu maka na anaghị agwa mmadụ anaghị asị mmadụ nọ ya si n'ọkụ wee pụta na-achị okenye mmadụ ya si n'ọkụ wee pụta maka na anyị nwe ama ebe ọ na-afụ anyị nwe ebe ọ na-egbu anyị ha onwe ha nọ nnọọ na dialogisios bed and blanket na-elivu fine anyị nọ n'ebe a were eze na-ekpe ekwele dịka onye nwe ma ọ bụrụ na ọ ya ekwe ma biko nụ atleast esi ga-anọ m na biko tinye na anyị iwepụtala anyị akaụntụ na ọ ya aka mma at least enwere ike nnọọ that $1 at least ọ bụrụ na 500 o nwere onye nwere ike ihe iwepụta onwe ya tụọdụ more than 10,000 naira so far na osie n'obi pụta maka na ịma ihe anyị bụ ụmụ IPOB na-emekarị nnọọ ihe si onye n'obi ọ na-akawa mma otu ahụ ka a mara na otu ike iji oyi eto n'ọgụga nnọọ ka anyị nwee ike ikewapụ nwaanyị n'etiti ndị Juu n'ime ahụ a biko na onye nwa Chukwu okike abịa ma biko na.
Yes, your request is noted, and believe me, the leadership will do something about that.
Another thing, Mazoni, I beg, Biko, I beg. You know, say on Friday, I was highly annoyed. I told you that these people are abusing us so much in this Anambra. See, if I will stay awake. I will wake up by 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, just in order to listen to your morning broadcast. When I open my radio, it will be telling me that I should be office. So I no longer listen to your morning broadcast. Even though it will stay off until maybe around that time. Maybe when I will be on air. So they are not helping matters. I don't need to if it's one of us that is doing this thing or from about. I will not say that it's from our transformer because it's 11 p.m. 11 a.m. when my ICT was on air. Till now, I've been listening to Radio Biafra, and I will continue listening to that outside broadcast 15. I will listen until maybe 1 or 2, 12 o'clock or 1 before I go to bed. But when I woke up early in the morning to listen to Radio Biafra, I will not. In short, I will be annoyed. Even though the place will be hard for me. Please.
I understand.
If you can help me beg them. In short, let's take a talk to them. I can know you. How the talk I know you? No, Because any information on what I can take my own evangelism. That's my condition.
I understand. Thank you very much, and they are listening, honestly. Thank you very much, and good night from here.
And hello.
Go ahead.
Another thing is for love. This there was somebody that I heard that somebody said that our leader is propaganda. Is a propaganda. That all or whatever he's saying on this radio is a propaganda. So I don't know whom is just sitting bundle that is making such a statement. But I want to clear to them. Among one of his propaganda broadcasting. You know, last month, he made broadcast about what happened on Kaduna, in Kaduna 2000, 2 of us. Yes, 2000. So I want to say that man, those people, whether man or woman that was saying that leader is propaganda. Let me put it to that man that I am a candidate of that 2000, May 22nd, 2000. Thought of Oscar is in my life. I have been a dead person on that very day, because when I was coming down from Kasuan Berisi back to Nasarawa, where I live, back to Mission. When we reach Angwamazi, we are about 120 coming down from that area. Both students, and some people that closed work and was going home. Even though there was one woman, Mama Titi, her husband is a pastor within Christian Mission in that Kaduna. And there was another brother that came all the way from Abuja to come and buy some clothes on that Kasuan. So when we are going, man wanted to, they told me to let us go to the barracks that Batindogo wants to. I have forgotten because it has been long and left that place. So I swear to them that I will never go to any barracks, but that I must leave my destination where I live before I came to this market. So when the man, especially the one that came from Abuja, saw the view, the kind of heart I have, he started to follow me with that Mama Tisi, that pastor's wife. So, unfortunately, when we reach Angwamazi, do you know the kind of person that carry firewood to come and hit me? A child of 6 years, wanted to hit me stick because they can't beat everybody. But whether you are 5 years old, 5 years from 5 years, 6 years down, how do you give them? So anyway, anybody make them feel because we are all insecure. So when the boy came to me to that came to the so because he don't know he don't know his self has not reached to that extent, he has to drop the stick and go away. So when we reach at the heart of that one very soon, both sides of the road, the left side was the whole Amajiri boys. All those that called themselves Arewa. It was just one line is full of the Amajiri youth. Then the other line was their mother. Or what mouth should I call them? So when we reach the center of that Angwamazi, in the middle of those both men and youth, what we had, Allah. So when I look back at all those people that I was in their company, nobody was on that road. That side of that Kasuan, near Kaduna River, there was army truck that was coming up, full of soldiers. I was so glad that these people would refuse us from those Amajiri or Malams. But when they came, they did not even do as if there's something terrible is happening here. They just left. After they left, one of their Majiri boys, Majiri youth, carrying one knife. That knife is very tall, it's very long, and the knife bent. So, and it's silver color. They imported that knife from Saudi Arabia because that country, I've never seen such a weapon in my life. Immediately the boy came to my presence. I was the only person standing on that Angwamaz road. So immediately the Majri boy came. He carried his two hands up to just so that kind of knife. If they put that knife across your neck and draw it, the head will fall off. While the body will fall off and will fall the other side. So immediately the boy came to hung that knife on my neck. Biafra that always saves his children. God select one of the boys to come and rescue me. Even though it did not happen, even though on that scene I did not even shiver. It did not. I did not see someone that is on her dead point. I didn't see that something is happening. So when that boy brought that man pushed his brother off me, I look at the other side of the road. I saw my brother, a Biafran man, sitting helplessly with blood coming from the center of his head down to his stomach. When I saw it, the man just showed as if that he's a Biafran boy, Biafran man. In short, after looking at that man, it's not more than 30 minutes before I take out the thing, come back. So why should they say that my leader is a propaganda? Why he told us that this struggle is what, as anybody that is in this struggle is whiter and whiter. And I have been into this family and find out that whoever that this family must be whiter and whiter. If you're not whiter and whiter, and your name is very, very strong. So those people that take my Lord, I say that he's a propaganda. They should what their words.
Thank you very much.
Even the one that calls himself as Taliban, he should be careful. They should be careful because we got there from Biafra. We are so angry. So let them not make up with our leader or even this one family IPOP.
Thank you very much.
So my brother, shalom, sir. Good night. May Elohim bless us all.
You see. Call on the line your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
My name is Supremet. I'm calling from Osaka. Regards to what that our brother was saying concerning Asari Dokobo. This Asari has been talking rubbish concerning our leader. Nobody has come to say anything. Even during the time of Prophet Woko, Asari came out and began to talk all manner of nonsense concerning our leader. That Mekana have opened a Pandora's box. Is that all manner of nonsense. I've listened to his video several times, which he has saying all manner of rubbish against our leader. So now, our people, in fact, I don't know what is wrong with our people. So we hear all these things. Even that time, there was condemning my leader. This time, it has already been international. And I want to have Ambo, that only they beat Ambo, only they beat the Arubuchi or whoever. And the Otterburn, all of them, even that second day that our leader was about to come on air, there was that time to say he wants to broadcast that how he beat him, that the war should come from the rescue, and he started lying down critically, all manner of nonsense. They said that after it was like saying,
we are used to them. All of them are liars from the pit of hell. But the point is that those who must come to equity must come with clean hand. The land of Biafra will swallow many people. They don't know what they are toiling with. Honestly, Abacho Saga go mile, Adia Mama. Go ahead, please.
So, even before our deputy now came on air, President for him or air to address that issue. If they say that as a claim that somebody killed Prophet Woko, that they should go to court and write maybe petition, then let our people come there to defend that in which they allege against us. And they have never done that. But they keep on talking rubbish. But anytime this one that our leader just said, even like someone said, after was saying a kind of swear on the Quran. But since our leader was castigating our leader, nobody has said anything concerning him. All the killing around, our people never come out to make any video. Is it because of maybe they have seen that now Muslim and the Kano and actually cannot do them anything? Is that why they are talking this rubbish? Maybe when they do all the things that they are doing, maybe we will keep quiet and then nobody will respond to them. And is that why they are doing all these things? And that to me, I suggest that these people are his agents. Maybe people that is working for him. They are trying to make their master to be okay as if their master is a good man. We all know that Azare, a Biafran person who will be a Muslim and be proud of it. Even he should be ashamed of himself. Let me just end this here, sir. I say, may God bless you.
Thank you
Keep
very
on doing your
much.
good work. May God energize you. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Caller on the line, your name and where you calling from. Caller on the line. Caller on the line. That is what happened when you call and you're not listening to your phone. Can you hear me, caller on the line? Caller on the line, you are listening to your radio.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
I'm from somewhere along the I'm from Umunachi. I'm a coordinator of
Go ahead and stop listening to your radio.
I'm from Nachi Crusader. I'm an IPOB coordinator 22. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the Mazi. I want to thank my brother, the spring leader, Nandekano, and the Uchemefo, and you, George Onibe. I'm thanking for what you are doing. So now, I want to tell that everything that happened this time is just like that. I'm here about Asari Tokobo. Tokobo is just a bushmeat. It's a bushmeat. You don't know what I'm doing. That Tokobo is a suya mouth. Asari is a suya mouth. It's a pastor somebody. Now about Wazirike so simple. What is going to do? It's just like a Kano. So Wazirike should go and sit down. You don't know what you are doing. Wazirike is a rogue. It's a chief. Wazirike is so simple. What is going to do? They just have come out. Saved by Nandekano and all of them. So I don't shake. I want to talk to my Mazi, Nandekano, make him leave everything that they are doing. After all, after Jesus Christ was betrayed by his people, and after all, he win the war. Even the Moses have betrayed, and Moses have win the war by leading Jesus to the Canaan land. So there's no problem. This is what will make us to be hard mind. When they are pushing us in this way, we have more hard mind. And what they do to Nandekano is Nandekano had more hard mind. We are not shaking. All these people, they are explaining themselves. We know them all of them. We know Asam Dakubo is a bushmeat and a fear of the mouth. Because see his mouth where he's talking. See his mouth is like fear mouth. So we don't care to know about all these people that are talking rubbish. And all of them, the people that is putting obstruction in our way, all of them must be dismissed. All of them must be finished. So I want to tell all Biafrans all over the world that all of us, we have a hard mind. This is our finish time. All these things they are doing is to the rubbish. We have entered the gate, and nothing will happen to stop us to enter Biafra. So we have finished the zoo. Now we are going to finish our brothers in the motherland, like Biafran and everywhere, because we have many sabotage. We have many saboteurs, but we are going to finish all of them. Because after finishing the Biafran saboteur, then we enter the promised land. So I want you people to be very calm, be very patient, because all the things they are doing is rubbish. I know that when somebody is doing well, there will be exercising. No matter about what these people are doing, I say that it was really care is Otimpu so it was going to go and sit down. After we get our Biafra, all the building that we build must be seized by the Biafran troops. So all their properties they used to do with their money must be seized when the time comes. Like why can't you come and build something in Biafran land? You go build a mansion to you. You see that it's Nigeria. So my brother, I just don't need that. Forget. I am from Omonachi Kisoda, IPOB. I'm a connector too, Unity 2, Omonachi. So all things they are doing is rubbish. What I know is that when Biafra comes, all people, none of them want to get that Biafra. Some will die on the road. When all people that are doing bad things, none of them will die on the road because they don't want to see the better things in their life. So many of them, many people will perish because God doesn't want the evil to come to this Biafra. Biafra is a neat and a pure country when it comes. So I want you to be happy and everything. Although sometimes I've been calling you, but I didn't see that your brother have that you have lost your loved one. So I want you to take heart. God will console you. So my brother, all this thing that I do is rubbish. Myself here, no matter this, Almajiri comes to the south eastern Nigeria, the Biafran land. All what they come bring to us must be our own. All their weapons, all their armor tankers, all their everything must be our own. When the time comes, they will ready can go because another time during the war we don't have any weapon. But when we shoot and kill, we think their bullets and their ammunition to fight them. So we don't check about how there's something to this Biafran land. They are rubbish. When time comes, we fight the war. We fought the war. We know every strategy in the war. We know how to do anything in the war. But when they face to shoot us, then something will happen to them. So my brother, forget all those people that is punishing their image. We are resolute and we are strong. We are not going back. We're not going to surrender. Let them first do anything at all. Because sometimes ago, no matter about our elite, this is our elite. When they see somebody in the canyon, they are shouting, where they see our brother, our sister in the canyon. But now they have gone in our land. Nobody is talking. All the elite, all the organizers, all the governors of all this. Where are they going before they are carrying all this here to come to the Biafran land? Are they not know about it? So my brother, I want to stop so far. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. God will bless every one of us. God will give us life to enter the kingdom of Biafrans, and it must happen. So I want to talk to my brother, take heart. Mazem Kano, our leader, take heart. They must talk against you. In the long run, you will defeat, and you don't defeat everything. Atarok is now on fire. There's nobody in Atarok. They are the mistakes, all of them. You are bulldozer, and you are the fire of the wilderness. You are born the zoo to the town. So we are not shamed.
Thank you. Caller on the line.
Hello, Judge Onibe. Good evening.
From here.
Yeah, I greet you and all our members, all the Biafran archives, including Judge Onibe, Namde Kalo, Uche Mefo, and the rest of you who are our archives. The topic is so nice. There's something I want you to know. You see, P2B, the former governor of Anambra State, once he granted interview at Slaverbed, a question was put to him as per those who are criticizing him. Do you know what he told them? He said that whenever you are out to work for the betterment of mankind, and all the people concerned are clapping and dancing and following you, you go inside and check yourself. Check the project, something is wrong. He said that some people have to criticize you so that you know that what you are doing is right. Jesus was not accepted wholly. It was even those who he cured, the 10 lepers, the blind, the lame, they are the ones who gathered and crucified him. And much more Nigerians that are daft, according to our leader. They are daft. But there's something I want to tell you. See, the number of people that call in your program, both your program and others, are small compared to the people compared to your supporters outside. If you go out to hear how people, those who don't have the access to call, how they talk, how they pray, they commend you people, it is marvelous. Let me tell you. But I have to warn here that those who have mouth to say something against these good projects, those who are in Nigeria, seeing the land of Nigeria overflowing with the blood of innocent Nigerians, and they have something to say against this idea, this good work that our God is doing to free us. Sorry is their name, because it is a matter of choice and consequence. I know when Moses was delivering Israelites, people